Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday, and welcome into Zelda Speedruns. Today we have the Ocarina of Time randomizer Gerudo Weekly. Tracking today is Virtual Dante 100, and on commentary are Melqui and Out of This World Burrito. I'm going to hand it over to the two of them. Enjoy the race.
Hey, what's up, ZSR? Happy time zone and happy weekly burrito. What is the spice of this week?
Spice this week. It's spicier than my bean-based filling. It is Season 9 rule changes and technique implementations. So it was announced a week ago, and now we're seeing it for the first time this week in the weeklies. So there's a lot of new techniques that have been previously banned, and now they're not. Some that have been modified, and some that are brand new. Any that in particular you are excited about, Mel?
I am very interested to see what hammer sliding is gonna do to kind of routing the seed, times of the seed. Of course, it's always fun to see people do fire arrow entry into the Shadow Temple. Maybe that'll come up today. But really, yeah, it's getting that feel for how do we navigate around the seed, and I'm excited to see kind of the meta that comes out of that. We did
Absolutely.
revert back to S8 settings, so we are looking at Vanilla Bridge, so that Shadow and Spirit Medallion and Light Arrows to get access to Ganons. That means we might have some items required in there. Otherwise, we'll see what the seed has in store for us. Stone Start and Prelude Start, so nothing too exciting, but I know that often Prelude Start is seeds playable.
Seeds playable. Child routing better, even though we're starting as adult, but in these settings, of course, we start in Temple of Time anyways, so not super exciting. We are watching Hyper and Maki today, as they're going to be hopefully demonstrating maybe some of these new techniques, maybe working in some of that routing. I agree. I think hammer sliding or just sliding around from recoil in general is probably going to be a big game this season. We'll see how those strategies mark out. But people are very also excited about the new technique called water hop. That will, at least that's what people are calling it now, where you use iron boots to maintain your momentum when breaching water to reach ledges. This can be notably used to skip long shot requirement in Water Temple, but there's some other applications that we might see people discover or use, such as reaching apparently compass chests as well. But let's see our foolishness here. Spirit, Zora's Domain, Goron City, and Temple of Time's Epona. Oh no.
Okay, I mean, not like the best song hint, but because you have to pick that up, right? You're always sort of hoping that that's gonna be the Ice Cavern song hint. But it's still nice to get a slight layout for your songs early on. We'll see where, you know, that Ocarina of Time and the Burning Cact song hints layout. Hopefully get an idea of what we're looking at song-wise.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, we're seeing a very standard opening from both the runners here. As many of probably remember from Season 8, oh, I started as adult, let's just go over to Kakariko and start clearing those out. So as the runners get a few more hints and checks here. I'm really looking forward to seeing over this next Season 9 exactly how these techniques are going to get used, because I've seen a lot of discourse around whether or not they are going to actually affect anything. Because you do have some changes that are very specific situations. So, example, we can do Shadow Temple hookshot list now. We can skip from the Spike Room up into the Wind Tunnel. But do you want to do Shadow Temple hookshot list?
I know that was one that I had personally sort of advocated for, really wanting to see be legal. Partially because I, you know, just kind of from the outside of the racing scene, it felt like it got caught up with banning accessing Twin Rova hookshotless in Spirit. Because there's nothing illegal about any of the techniques that we're looking at as far as them being glitches, as far as them requiring clips, etc. It's just how do you maintain that healthy race environment, and it's a tough job for the race mods to try and figure that out as we go. But I am excited to see that one in particular back.
Yeah, and I appreciate the explanation on consistency. As a reminder, Mel here is a tournament organizer, So she has a bit more insight into everything going on than obviously I do, as I am just here to scream about Maki picking up a bottle full of blue potion and Hyper saying hi to my favorite cow in jail. Oh, only 5 rupees in savings today and Hyper's taking it. Terrible. But they got Minuet off of Windmill, so I'll help with some movement and maybe get a song chain going. But back on the topic of rule changes, I do appreciate, again, your explanation for why Hookshot Shadowless Temple came in, because you also wanted to see that Hookshotless Spirit Temple boss door access. And I think that also plays into Gerudo Valley being skippable now by any means, because previously, last season, we needed Long Shot or Epona Song. So seeing Epona Song in this seed, obviously, you're like, oh, that's not a great place for it. But these runners might choose to go skip that bridge earlier, and using one of the techniques also allowed is that recoil that we talked about, either with hammer or I believe for Valley, you could also just crouch stab it. But personally, I'm a horse lover. I love Epona, and I would like Epona to see her do her job. So hopefully these runners get Epona's song and jump the bridge, because otherwise all that girl has going for her is horseback archery and the pose.
And pose, you don't actually need her.
No, but it's helpful. Just like Blue Fire Arrows by Hyper on the Hylian chest.
Yeah, so some other things. All of our skulls are dead, so already everyone who played yesterday is probably breathing a sigh of relief. They had a 50 skull Dins yesterday. So fortunately, only 10 or 20 skulls today. And we did get our med layout checked, it looks like. So Jabu is going to lock our horse today. Spirit, Dodongo, Water, and Deku as our kind of Ganon's access dungeons. So that's kind of interesting, a really low requirement dungeon to a dungeon that we were just discussing has a fun new trick to bypass one of the item requirements. So I am sure that all of the runners in the race right now are thinking, yes, give me my iron boots, give me my hook shot, I'm going in. And then fire.
They want to see how these tricks give returns, and we're talking about these techniques, and some of them aren't particularly difficult to actually execute on, like the water hop. A lot of people have noted that's pretty easy to reset and try again if you don't get it. If you have scale, that makes it maybe a little bit easier for some people. So I think you're going to see a lot of runners picking up these techniques sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I think based on kind of informal conversation, this water hop technique where you can access Morpha with just the irons and diving. There's some nuance. Having the scale makes it easier because you don't have an additional button input to do on the specific frame that you need to. But if you just have the iron boots, you can still do it. You just need to, I believe it's hold up while you're unequipping your irons.
Yeah, hold up and just mash B, everybody.
Yep.
Fire Temple on Path to Morpha.
Okay, so Field to Morpha, Fire Temple to Morpha.
My instincts are telling me something's a tunic.
Probably a tunic. Of course, we hope one of them is our hookshot. Hookshot and bombs are kind of those two items that traditionally you want those as early as possible. We'll see, again, kind of how that meta changes. Maybe it's hammer and hovers going forward. That's what you're really looking for in those first bits, but can't go wrong.
So Hyper's gone into their first child segment here, and it's chasing songs, getting Song of Storms, which will help with a lot of those grotto checks, speaking of which. And, yeah, just didn't find any items to do too much with adults, so might as well just go child and start knocking out child checks.
Yeah, so they both did that standard CAC opener because River is foolish. I know some people will still, set time of day to night, go River hoping to find Choose, because it's still good info. It's a good way to farm money to get a shield in that adult segment. But neither of our runners have decided that that's worth today. Burning Cactus Serenade.
I don't think either runners are going to care about that either.
No. Like, I guess we have to go to Lake to do water, but...
Taking a little bit of a different routing decision here with Makia going and starting to work on Child Market while Hyper immediately warped out to go grab Song of Storms. So we're starting to see some route divergence finally. Valkyrie of Time is Requiem.
No! No! I did this!
Before the
I
restream,
did
I was like,
this!
man, it's suck at Requiem's not Valkyrie of Time.
Okay,
you know,
so...
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, explain why.
Well, we want to see some cool stuff, right? And getting over there is kind of important. Oh, hey, there's hover boots. Cool. Actually, we might get some Gerudo Valley Bridge skip. But yeah, if we need Valkyrie of Time to get Requiem, and we end up needing Requiem, well, we have to get a lot of other item requirements that will negate some tricks for this season.
Yeah, so specifically, there is a way to access the Colossus Arch with a hammer slide. And so I was like, what if Requiem is on Ocarina of Time, but it's for that specific item? Not having to do Forest and Shadow because of this tech that is now allowed would probably set the tone for how people feel about this going forward. But we'll see. If it's just Spirit Temple keys, there's no way around that one.
No. Alright, so now Hyper's getting back. Check Child Spawn, which looks to be Market. So, we start with Prelude, and our Child Save and Quit is just a discount Prelude.
Of course. As is the way of Rando. It's still a time save. Neither of our restream runners are on Virtual Console VC, but, you know, VC runners are still happy about not having to save quit. Save some time there.
And Hyper grabbing Keaton Mask to set up for Mask Shop Quest. He's going to do Child Market here. It looks like as we see Makia talk to Malin and find Bolero. So we're getting a lot of songs that chain into other songs, at least. So we're getting a lot of these checked off already. And we know where Requiem, Epona's, and Serenade is. Thank you. So we're basically almost in no mode for some of these songs at this rate.
Yeah. I mean, this is where I start wondering, like, how early is rushing ice smart in this case? Because what are the options we have out there? Saria's, Song of Time, Sun Song, Nocturne. They have a bottle, they have ZL, they have hovers to get around the ZL requirement anyway, but I just sort of, I wonder, you know ice is going to be in Logic, you know that you have to do Jabu, so you're going to get that letter. I wouldn't be too surprised if we see someone go there sooner rather than later.
Yeah, it's still early in the C2, so even though Zora's River is foolish, so they're not really grabbing anything on the way up, they could at least get the hints, if anything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Dead Hand has one of our small keys in the well, so I think that's what you're really hoping for here, right? That child spirit duel. I don't think we have enough slots left. I don't remember how many we had.
No, the other one was riding Epona.
It was 2 times 2 dual hints. Ooh, alright.
Yeah.
Rip the child spirit dream.
So Hyper getting some rupees here and loading up, and Maki's starting to work on Lost Woods here. He's going to check out the scrub and get another hint. Maybe that will give us some information as Hyper checks Market Boulder. Graveyard's Path to Evil's Bane.
Oh, okay. Well,
it was correct. Dampé had light arrows.
That's accurate. Graveyard to Evil's Bane. I wonder why. Well,
yeah.
I have an inkling of an idea.
Yeah. just trying to help us out. Ocarina memory game? Good. Runners like to skip this one. I don't blame them. It's slow, but if it's not great when something important's on it, you decide to skip it.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those checks where it's like, when do I go back? Especially in a seed like this where Goron City is foolish. Like, that's your saving grace usually, is going to do Child Goron City. You don't have that here.
Yeah, absolutely. During the Battle Royale match yesterday, no spoilers, in case anyone wants to still go watch that. Lost Woods became important for a reason, and a lot of runners decided, we're not going to worry about that area.
Yeah, Lost Woods is surprisingly dangerous. You don't really think of it as being a dangerous place in the game, but in Battle Royale, it sure is.
Oh, absolutely. For those who might not be aware, one of the ongoing tournaments right now is Battle Royale, which has a one-hit kill rule. And so you might think, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to avoid some dangerous things. Well, you get points for doing dangerous things, such as defeating the Skull Kids, who are very dangerous in Lost Woods. Yeah, so pointing out that we did get that path in earlier, but we do have Death Mountain Crater to Goma. It might be the song. It might be we haven't found Song of Time yet, so it might be some Song of Time logic there, or Kokiri's sword might just be sitting somewhere.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised to see a pretty quick child segment from the two of them here. Hypersave quitting, I suspect. Well, you have Prelude, so maybe going chickens?
Or Child Kakariko? Because
Yeah.
he already did Lon Lon,
Yeah,
so
and we
get,
have...
Coco Lady.
Yeah, we can full clear the well, so it makes sense to do this. Composer Grave can go pick up the song and the item since we're child.
A 10 bomb shoe pack is a pretty big find, and so getting in a well early, especially since you're coming up pretty dry on a lot of these checks, some wise bomb usage might be very helpful for a hyper here.
Yep, Machine going south field, it looks like, doesn't have those chews, so I'm not entirely sure if this is going to loop into a valley play as well, or if it's just kind of killing some time of day.
And then hypering in the big chest on Redead Grotto. Oh, there's Rudo's letter. Okay, so that was
I'm gonna say it.
We haven't found it.
Rush Ice.
Rush Ice.
Rush Ice.
It's a fair play. I'm not gonna debate it. It's paid off for some people. I don't think Hyper is a Rush Ice type though.
I don't think Hyper is a Rush Ice type, but I do know that from working on the tournament with him, he does really value song routing, and we've kind of seen that already. Like you said, he was rushing songs before kind of even doing checks because it does help you, depending on the songs you pick up, with your check efficiencies. If you can get a certain song before going and doing checks in that area, Goron City is foolish today, but it's a good example for this. You don't want to go start doing Child Goron City before you've exhausted your checks where Saria's could be. Just because the time... Oh, okay.
Cool.
There's a hook shot on our chickens today.
Yeah. You were making good points there, and while you were explaining that, we also saw our last path hint, which is Zora's domain to Twin Rova, so I think rushing ice now is getting even more exciting. But yeah, Hyper is going to go here and get songs for that routing. And yeah, he might go up there. What?
Yep, we are seeing Valley from Machi, so that's... We'll see. We'll see if this pays out.
Oh, hi.
Yo!
Okay. So
Water
I don't
hops
know
in
when
play!
I don't know when anybody is going to go do that. There's been nothing pointing you to go towards Valley at this point. I don't see a lot of runners going over and picking up irons anytime soon.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I can see it. I do not know how much Hyper has practiced the hook extension across the bridge. We didn't really talk about that, just the hammer slide option. But it is legal once again to use hook extension to get across. So he can access it. He has those hovers. He can do the recoil off the wall to get that. It's just kind of a unfortunate spot.
Absolutely. Well, there's magic.
Locked magic.
Which, okay. Wonder where our first magic is then. Because, dang.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that. What was it? Did we get a Twin Rova path? Domain?
Yeah, it was Zor's domain to Twin Rova, so that might have well been our magic. Or fire source.
Yeah, we know that Spirit today is inherently magic locked because you either have to cross to beat it or you have to do Shadow to get access to it. So, regardless, magic is a likely path in Domain at this point for that. So I'm gonna guess that's what's in Domain, is my point. But there are plenty of other options. Fire. Strength, shield.
Yeah, we're still missing a lot of items, so there's still plenty of things it could be.
Yep.
But Hyper's about to go clear out well. With 8 shoes, I think he can do it.
Yeah, and I think you're kind of hoping that there's no big chest under the water here, because then you can skip that whole dead hand loop. Don't need to jump down, don't need to go fight Dead Hand. You will find another key somewhere in here. Did that say King Zora is a milk bottle?
I didn't see the red. Oh yeah, King Zora's a milk bottle. So King Zora's on our path at least.
Yeah, so Child Domain has our stuff. Alright, so Hyper, hoping to save some time here. Typically what you see when you have ZL, runners will go lower the water first so that while they're doing movement, the water is lowering. But with that front dead hand loop being dead, he took a risk, decided to peek that chest first. It was just a heart chest, so nice little time save there from Hyper.
He is still going to go to the back, though, as when he roll peeked that wall before this room, he did see a major item chest in the back, a nice big one.
Yep.
So we'll see he'll walk back there, but yeah, I think to your point, he's just thinking the same as you, being like, well, if I don't need to lower the water, I'm not going to spend time doing it.
Yep.
Hyper, by the way, has been doing very well in Battle Royale. He's the reigning champ from the previous season, but you can see that those Battle Royale instincts are completely shooken off today as he's down to a quarter of a heart.
Quarter heart, yeah. Okay, I have watched people die to this bubble before. It's a bad feeling.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, no, it's terrible. In Battle Royale, I think people have already died to that bubble. There's bomb-locked bombs.
Okay.
Hyper finding all of his upgrades out of order. But they're nice, so no complaints.
Saw a heart chest in here earlier and is going for it.
Yeah, he doesn't want to have to mess up his movement. He's got to get rhythm going right now. He's got the one key he needs, so he's going to peek that. Looks like there's a small chest, and he's going to go in here and check what this chest is.
Yep. Ooh, Mashi. I don't know that he makes chickens here, and that's gonna hurt. No.
Yeah, he doesn't know it.
We'll make Dompe time of day. As long as you start back walking by the time the bridge starts going up, you can make Dompe time. So we'll see if there's something else on Dompe that can kind of help here. Iron's obviously very nice, but but yeah, missing that hook shot's could be very rough.
Yeah.
No indication of where Sunsung is yet.
When you get that hint for Dead Hand, you save so much time. Hyper's already out of well. He did that. He checked that room, jumped downstairs, checked that chest. He's like, I'm done with well, and he's gone. Gerudo Weekly. It is one of 4 weeklies that occur out throughout a month, and it's just basically a rotating set of rules that players can participate in if they wish. The weeklies right now have the standard Season 8 settings, but with the Season 9 rules, as there's been some rules and techniques changes already announced for the next season, which starts in January. Well, qualifiers start in January.
Sorry, I'm going to interject here. This is very important. These are not rules that are changed just for Season 9. This is the change to the standard rule set.
Right. See, they're changed with, I think Season 9 is probably going to be the first tournament to use them because there's ongoing tournaments, and I don't think any of them opted to adopt them.
Oh, there's magic.
Wait, both magics were in Graveyard.
Nice. Okay, sorry. Continue.
No, so yeah, the weekly is just, it rotates the settings. So right now it's the Season 8 settings, but we're allowing Season 9 rule set, which the standard Season 9 rule set is going to be the standard rule set moving on for tournaments using the standard rules. A lot of words starting with S in those statements. We're still waiting to hear an announcement regarding Season 9 settings, though, but I know they've been being tested. Is there any non-spoilers you want to share, Mel?
I would be on the lookout for an announcement soon. TM.
Great. Everyone looks forward to announcement soon. Has testing been going well? Has it been having fun?
Yeah. I will say we've locked in our settings. We've had them, doing some minor tweaks on things like the hints for a bit here, but yeah, we're excited to get the info out to people. But I don't want to step on our announcement toes, so I will say we're just kind of cleaning things up right now.
Great. Yeah, and then Virgil in chat's right. Walls last year started before the change of the year, but they're all going to happen next year. So we won't split it. There won't be that holiday break this time.
Yep. Yeah, I think it was probably like today. It was like today last year was probably the first qual. It might have been the week before. Yeah, so lots of change this year. I guess that's the non-spoiler spoiler that I'll give. Not just the time frame is changing.
That gives a lot of people to look forward to the announcement when it does happen in the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Discord. So make sure to keep your eyes peeled there, and I'm sure you'll also see those settings for the Season 9 Standard Tournament prior to qual starting, probably in another weekly.
Yep. And, as always, we are always looking for more volunteers, especially when a new season starts. Good time to get in the habit of pushing some buttons, talking into a microphone, so we can restream all of the great play that our runners are providing.
Yeah, the standard tournament is one of the most popular tournaments that goes on every year, so a lot of our normal restream volunteers are also participating. So it's always very important that we have a few people in backup just in case. Which Hyper, now putting those bombs to work to find Pierre, has a wallet at the top of Fire Temple. Hopefully don't need that. And there's her first strength, which was explosive locked. Yeah. Those chews are really coming in clutch for Hyper here, because Machi's made it into well, but still no explosives, so won't get bomb back here.
Yeah. Like, she hasn't made any, like, questionable decisions, has just made different decisions. But this is what this game is all about, right? That time of day routing, deciding to go to Valley, netted irons on one side, but deciding to kind of push that daytime CAC netted a hook shot on the other. This is also like the exact opposite of what I had said maybe 5 minutes ago, 6 minutes, where I was expecting a short child segment just because still nothing was showing up. Staying child really paying off for both runners.
Absolutely. And we still had that Hyrule Fields path to Morpha, and that strength is the only significant item we've seen so far. And strength one's kind of like, oh, okay, well, that doesn't tell me much, but thank you.
Yep. Yeah, you don't think of water when you're thinking of strength logic, really. There are, you know, a couple spots in there. One where you need strength.
Yeah.
And Hyper kind of going to the max here on this child segment is going to be going to do Valley, so is going to pick up those irons here. So Hyper's just going to go do water.
Yeah, basically. Hyper's going to be ready for water.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing a really great job of clearing on his checks. Putting, again, those bomb shoes were ended up being a very big grab for him. And we're going to be seeing him probably warp out after this. Or he could go into Lake if he really wants to be thorough. Which I guess you don't have Serenade this seed, so when else do you go?
We don't have Serenade, we don't have Free Scarecrow in these settings. So, I mean, I can see him doing that. I would be a little surprised if he didn't, just given how thorough he's been. He picked up a scale somewhere. Is that accurate?
I don't think so.
Okay. Sorry, we can see... Yeah, we can see the, like, full layout here. He's got a scale under Graveyard for some reason.
I think that's a miss.
But he doesn't have it tracked, so I was confused. Oh,
maybe he peeked it in the crate.
That's right. It's
yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so Graveyard Crate has the scale, he just hasn't gotten it yet.
Okay.
Do you imagine a Path to Evil's Bane scale? That'd be crazy.
Yes, I can.
It sounds like you have some trauma. Do you want to share with the group?
Nothing specific, but I'll be totally honest. There is very little that this game can do now to surprise me. I, joined the community early 2021. 4 years isn't that long a time, but that was basically all I did for 2021 was watch Rando. And let me tell you, I feel like I've seen it all. So when
you just have that worn PTSD look, like, oh man.
I mean, kind of though. Like, I mean, there's a reason that people are always like classic, or just like I hate Ooter, I hate Rando. Like, it's because everyone knows exactly just how bad this game can be. Like yesterday, first weekly using the, updated rule set, useless. It just knows. It just knows. And yeah, K-Sword, so Mashi going straight back to Child to go do Deku here. Still no explosives, though.
No, but he found Slingshot, just like Hyper did, so he's good to go clear out Deku.
Mm-hmm. Save quitting to get out to the front of market.
Yeah, we're not. If it feels faster, it's probably faster, maybe.
Yeah. But if you're just warping anyway. Oh, no, okay.
I'm not sure if he did child mark it yet. Yeah, it's going for Richard here.
Yep. No lens, so, I mean, he can actually attempt 1 in 32. It's not against the rules, and we didn't have the setting to require lens and magic back in S8. Fire arrows. Okay.
There's a fire source, so...
Yep, that's a fire source.
To chat's point, Vitter's right. Hyper's not a big fan of age changing. Hyper likes minimizing the number of times he changes age, and there's still things for him to do, even though he's going up river right now, which is a foolish place to be. He's obviously grabbing beans, planning ahead to plant those, and then we know Domain has something important on it, and it's not on King Zora, so we might see what it is, which hopefully for Hyper. I mean, it could just be Mirror Shield's path to Twin Rova. That's always the most simple, right? But still haven't found a bow or anything.
Yeah, that is the most simple. Honestly, worst case scenario in here is probably that lens of truth for crossing.
Yeah.
More and more songs have been found, and no Nocturne in sight yet. So it might be out there. Appreciate. Oh. Wait, Sun Song Grave is choose.
Choose. Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else saw the chicken just yeet itself out of existence, but I always
Hyper put it down.
Watching that.
Yeah, Hyper put it down. Water got too deep, and chicken's like, I can't swim by.
Yeah. I leave.
All right, Hyper first into Domain. So we're gonna see some Domain checks here as he's chasing that path hint, and it looks like Machi's about to go into Deku after getting both the hints.
Yeah, I feel like they've seen the same hints here, so I'm not sure exactly what he's hoping to find, but no reason not to. You're here. Yeah, it takes a little time, but
we got the second flare.
Okay. Sorry.
Flare Dancer's a small key, so you might be able to avoid Flare Dancer and fire if we have to worry about that at all.
So Pierre is a wallet, and Flare Dancer is a small key.
Your big Goron sword.
Honestly, nice.
Yeah, it's early in the run still.
Yeah, they haven't fought any adult boss yet, like...
Always happy to pull big Goron sword.
Yeah, we'll have to wait just a little bit longer to find out what this item actually is, because it is going to be on diving here, so... Loaded Deku?
Well, I don't know. We found big Goron sword, which isn't required. Oh, there's our first scale. Okay.
Oh.
Cool. We're getting items. It's not particularly exciting ones.
That's... It could be a bomb bag here. Because we don't actually have logical access to Domain yet. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I was like,
Worth.
we don't? We got Lullaby.
Okay. And how do you get upriver?
Being cool.
With our bomb-locked bomb bag?
With our bomb shoes, of course.
That scale is our first logical access, is what I was getting at.
Yeah. So there's there's bombs or hammer, well, bombs somewhere. Because Adult doesn't care. Adult eats the rocks. They're gone.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah, that scale in Deku was our first logical access to domain, which is why I was like, we have a Bomb-Lux bomb bag. It could be a bomb bag here.
I see what you mean. You were hoping for a bomb bag, but instead you got scale. Oh, hey, another bomb bag. Cool.
See? There is a path bomb bag. Because I was like, okay, we have free Bolero, free hovers, that gets us the Kokiri sword to get the scale. Scale could lead to a bomb bag in domain. It did not. It led to a shield, but I was expecting the bomb bag after that info.
Oh, yeah. Alright, so Goma today is going to grace us with a Shadow Medallion from the pedestal. So that would be one more of our Rainbow Bridge requirements. So we're just a Spirit Medallion from activating the Rainbow Bridge, but that is on Morpha, which Hyper could also do. So we could actually see an earlier Ganon's Tower. Granted, we don't have long shots, so it wouldn't be logical, but we can do it. Hyper back in CAC.
Yeah. This is interesting to me. Oh, is Hyper going for those chews?
He might be. I was like, I don't know what other reason he would be back here for other than to get refill chews. Oh, plant the bean to get the scale.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, to your point, this is technically a scale-locked or explosive-locked scale. So yeah, that Deku visit is seems to be our path to get into main.
Yeah, slingshot-locked sling on Goma. Gotta love it. I'm so confused. What?
I'm trying to think.
Did he miss something in well?
Maybe he didn't go to basement. Oh, I looked away for like his last segment, but
no, he used the key.
I guess he wasn't sure if he peeked that chest or not, so he went back to verify, because when he did the routing earlier, he ran by it. I think because he's like, I don't have explosives, I don't care what that is, so he didn't check those.
Oh, gotcha.
And now he's gonna plant his last bean.
Some of these are very interesting choices when you have hover boots.
Yeah, like to your point, Hyper's been in an item setup where he could do a lot as adult, but he is being very thorough on this Child 1 visit, which now he is finally going to go to adult, as he's running out of things to do other than to go do Deku.
Yeah. And only time will tell if this ultimately pays off or not. There is such a thing as being too thorough in a race like this, where there are multiple people. Being more thorough, being safer in your plays is going to pay out more collectively over time than being super aggressive. But for something like this, where it's a weekly, you've got a bunch of new like fun tricks and stuff you can do, it's surprising to see someone be that thorough, even if it tends to fit their play style.
Yeah, Hyper is definitely one of the experienced racers, though, where he can change. During Season 8 last year, Hyper had a pretty good win by just saying, you know what, I'm just not touching skulls this seed. And it paid off for him, because he was up against a difficult opponent. I think it might have been Cola. And Hyper's like, okay, I can't waste any time. I'm just going to hope that skulls aren't anything. And usually Hyper's in the camp of I'm getting those Skulltulas.
Yeah, and that's one of those like differences. Like Qual weekly race, very different mindset than a one-on-one. Like where you can sort of know, okay, I know my opponent a little better than I know an entire race room of people.
Yeah, absolutely. Because for a reference day, we do have 9 people participating in the weekly today. So there are 9 people that Hyper and Maki are racing against. No one has finished yet, and I don't expect to see anyone finish for a little while soon, given the information that we have. But I wouldn't be shocked to see them all in different spots right now, just like we see here in Restream, as there are a lot of options that opened up with the item sets that Hyper found, and I'm sure he's not the only one who pulled those bomb shoes a little bit early and put them to work.
Yeah, and that usually in a race you can kind of guess like what's going to be the big difference. That hook shot is going to be a big difference, especially if the other one is hook locked.
Yeah, it's very possible that it is hook locked at this point, given how much we've seen. But we've only seen Deku, we haven't seen Dodongos yet, which Hyper might be working towards right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
looks like Water Boss Key is a small key too.
Yeah, so that just means they can skip checking that chest, which is out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Hyper had to probably pause to play Sun Song to not only manage time of day, but collect himself, as this area of Death Mountain Trail is very scary in one-hit KO for some runners. Chip has a lot of trauma stored up from that section, but Hyper is being like, oh, wait, I can get hit here. Picks up a gold Skulltula on the way out anyways.
Copy of Crater to Goma.
I think we've seen everything but the claim check hint, unless I missed it, which we haven't seen the Medigoron hint in Goron City, which since it's foolish. Oh, we have all our hint info? Okay, cool. You know, having our hint info, all of our hints in under 45 minutes is really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the game was kinder today than it can be.
Yeah, we didn't get any Gossip Stone in Zor's Fountain that says Zor's domain is foolish or anything silly.
Nope.
Alright, and Hyper doing his first dungeon here with Dodongo's Cavern as adult, as it is fast.
Mm-hmm. Still looking for a bow, too.
Yeah, which, you know, we have 3 options for that, and we haven't seen a single bow check, but we've seen at least duplicates of many of the other upgrades so far.
Yep. And Mashi with no hookshot or explosives to his name is going to be going ice, it looks like.
Mashi saw that bomb chew and was like, ooh, choose.
Mm-hmm.
As he does have Sun Song, so he's
like,
thinking
why
about
didn't
it.
I do that?
Nice hover into domain. But yeah, I think this might be our first ice play. Which, you know, 45 minutes in, Ice Cavern, that's pretty reasonable, I think. I don't think we're in rush territory, though. I think we're past that.
Nah, I mean, Deku got done first, so, like, it's not rush.
Nah. You gotta gamble or nothing if you rush ice.
Yeah. Because he was in Crater earlier, obviously, to pick up the Kokiri sword, and had all of the items to go do ice at that time. So, had he done it then, it would have been a rush ice.
It's alright. That's only a badge of accomplishment for some people.
Yeah, right?
I think the best thing that could happen here for Machi is somehow he pulls a bow out of here. That or the second hook shot.
Yeah, a bow would be good, partially because it would just make ice go faster for him.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. There can be a bomb bag here in Fountain. On one of the 2 checks.
Nope.
There's some sticks.
But it's
okay.
gonna put the Zyre boots on.
Just a heart.
No.
Oof.
Yeah. It's about to ask, why isn't he checking the ferry? And I'm like, oh yeah, no bombs.
No explosives still. This is like a really good showcase of when I said you want bombs and hookshot early. This is a perfect example of why. But she still is playing in logic to kind of try and find the items, but it's just gonna be... I think Chickens is dead to him since he didn't go back after completing Deku when you have perfect time of day to get over there. You just save quit, walk out, go to CAC. I think it's gonna be a long while before he has that hook shot. So I would say for his sake, let's hope that the second hook shot is like accessibly hookshot locked in GTG, if that makes sense.
No, I get what you're saying, and to Machi's point, like, this is a great reminder about how experienced runners pick and choose and go, yeah, I have 1 check back there, but it's not fast to get to. I'm just not going to hope it's anything in the hopes of saving time, because there's pretty low odds that, you know, he's thinking, oh, it could be an item that changes my routing, which in this case would be hookshot, and that's just unfortunate. But it's also very easy doing multiple things in this game. If you lose time of day, you just have to knowingly abandon a check like that, and that's something that happens not infrequently.
Yep. Yeah, so we'll see what Ice has in store and what he decides to do next, really.
King Dodonga is going to give Hyper Water Medallion here. So that'll be our first medallion claim outside of Goma, but first for Hyper. So each one of these players have 1 medallion, which is 1/6 of the requirement for getting the Ganon's boss key. So we are going to be seeing them get all those medallions this race.
Yeah. Big difference here is Hyper, assuming water doesn't require a bow, Hyper can just go do water.
Hyper can go get wet.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah. The no bow is a good point of hesitation, though, as you can get key locked pretty easily in water without a bow. That's probably what Hyper's thinking about, being like, yeah, I could mark out all the way to Lake Hyalea, but do I really want to right now when I have other things to be doing? Which it looks like he's going to go into Forest to go to Deku. I think he's going to go do Deku finally.
Yeah, and this is one of those, it makes total sense to go do a dungeon that you know you can complete, hoping to find the item you would need for the other one on the way.
We know, though, that he's just going to find a scale and be like, ah, that's where you were. And then Machi making good time in Ice Cavern here. Unfortunately, because he doesn't have that hookshot, he can't be picking up these skulls, but luckily, we don't really care about skulls this seed.
Yeah. 10 skulls could be something. Obviously 20 can too. But if you were super concerned about collecting skulls, I think we would have seen him be even more aggressive about that. If his count of 4 is correct here, he's obviously not too fussed about it.
No, Hyper hasn't even gotten 10 either, and like we mentioned earlier, Hyper likes being on the more throw-in, and Hyper's had hookshot for a while, but part of this is just staying child for so long and not having access to Rang or doing dungeons. So Hyper just knows that he has a lot of dungeons to do in these settings. He's gonna walk across 20 skulls. He doesn't need to stretch for it.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it's okay. We're gonna see Targa in the woods. That'll clear your throat.
Zarya's out in ice.
Yay! Sarias. You do all of ice to get Sarias. What a... Not a great consolation prize, unfortunately.
Yeah, that... No items. Sarias is the song. I think that also officially puts Nocturne out at Requiem.
You're correct. So... it's gonna be a while before we see Shadow Temple.
So...
I mean, we found Hookshot already, but I was like, yeah, this seed already put Hookshotless Shadow Temple out of contention.
Spirit is, like, quadruply magic luxed at this point.
Oh, good thing we already know where both magics are.
Right? Prelude is Epona.
Yep.
It was hinted at Temple of Time.
Yeah, it was like the first hint we read, so it was a while ago. Okay, Maki now getting into Child Cack during daytime is gonna see Hookshot and go, oh.
Yeah, this is one of those moments where it would be so easy to feel super behind, and it can feel tilting. But honestly, if you have that Hookshot under an hour, which he will have, it's on something like chickens where time of day can play into the routing. If I were in this, I would feel pretty okay with where I'm at compared to other people. It's the chews that feel worse than the Hookshot at this point.
Yeah, I agree. I think he came back here because he got that hint. Can't see it on a restream, but he visually let out an aw on his webcam.
100% though. I think the only reason he is doing chickens right now is because of that hint for the chews.
Absolutely.
Playing Sun Song so that little brat can't tell us to not pull the graves.
Brat wants to be like Dampe, right? Why wouldn't he want us to play with the graves? That's literally all Dampe does. He literally hosts a grave digging tour in his own graveyard. Alright, so there's gonna be some chews. Machi's gonna be slamming out checks. I wonder if he's gonna go back into well now having these chews. I don't know if he peaked some of those bomb checks earlier. He may have. And then he might be remembering that big box.
I suspect he did, and he's gonna go after the one big chest, but we'll see.
Yeah, he's walking out of here, so that's what I assume he's about to go do. And he's gonna find Bomb Bag, and he's gonna go like, I could have had this like 20 minutes ago, but that's okay. He got a lot done. It was unfortunate that the ice play didn't pan out.
Yeah. I'm expecting visible despair on our end when it's a bomb bag in here. Like I said, I think the bombs are gonna feel worse than the hook shot.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't feel too bad about a bomb lock bomb bag, knowing that now that on Restream we know the one of the other bomb bags is also bomb bag locked. So
yeah.
It's still the question of where's that other bomb bag? It's got to be maybe like. I'm trying to think where's accessible that we haven't seen yet.
I mean, planting a bean. No, lake was hinted. Never
Adult
mind.
lake. Oh,
but lab dive.
Lab dive.
Lab dive, anyone? A little scale locked bomb bag?
Where would the gold scale then be logically for that?
Gold scale's in logic. We had the scale in Deku and the scale, and using that to get beans to get the scale in graveyard.
Oh, right. I keep forgetting the scale about scale in graveyard. Because graveyards already had light arrows, 2 magics,
blue fire arrows.
Blue fire arrows. Dampe was hoarding.
Calm down, graveyard.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the best, like, lore fun graveyards, though, where it's like Dampe actually stealing from dead people. What
And all the
hell?
magical things from dead people too.
Yeah.
He's just like, hey, if you ever need to kill, you know, something very evil, just go dig around that dirt, kid.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you what I got.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Hyper smashes Deku Tree, goes back adult, done 2 of the child dungeons now, and is playing Bolero.
Mm-hmm. Probably to see if he can access whatever is Path to Morpha in there, but oh no.
Yeah, because I was thinking, I was like, well, he doesn't have hammer yet, doesn't have tunic.
Surely not
So-
ice.
No, we know this is foolish. Ice would be a interesting play given the item set he has. I get maybe it's just that bow that's really worrying him, just not having bow.
There could just be a bow in water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is looking like
Yep.
an ice play. I mean,
You're right.
if this were a 1v1, this would be great for Mashi, but... there's
there's
the
lens.
lens.
I was wondering, I was like, I don't think we saw Tech Grotto, and there it is, there's Lens. That's actually pretty early because we got Boots off of Valley Ledge, could get Lens, and Magic was just chilling in Graveyard.
Yeah, we
So-
still don't have a way to open that grotto,
That's true.
like
that's a good
in
point.
Logic. You know what? Hyper can do the fairy fountain here, though.
Yeah, Machi
that
was
could-
able to.
Yeah. I think...
That wasn't too... Yeah?
I think we're beelining lake and water here. Finishing field, of course, but...
Yeah, I could see the water dip at this point. Especially for Machi, who's like, might have that mentality that, oh, I'm behind. Let me go do this. And then
Yeah,
cleaning
exactly.
up these Hyrule field checks, which he will find strength 1 in this grotto. So while he pulls that and Hyper starts Ice Cabin, we'll wish everybody a happy 1 hour here at Zelda Speedruns. You're watching the Gerudo Weekly, one of 4 weeklies that happen every month, which is using the standard rule set for the next year and using the Season 8 settings. We want to thank Golden for the restream today. Thank you very much for being our restreamer today. We want to thank Mel for being here with me on commentary. Mel is a race organizer. So you have questions about the standard rule set or what you're seeing, make sure to ask him. She's got the knowledge on it. We also want to thank Virtual Dante for tracking both our runners for us. Much appreciated. And we want to thank Hyper and Machi for sharing their perspectives with us today as we were seeing a lot of good different techniques and reminders in these settings.
Yeah, and thanks, Burrito, for being here. I know for me, it's 9 a.m., so that's coffee that I'm finishing up here, but I knew when I was going to be home, I wanted to try see if we could get a weekly restreamed. Just hasn't worked out, either due to not enough participants or no volunteers, so I'm really excited we get to case this week.
Yeah, I know a lot of the participants wanted to see the new standard rule changes. I know Hyper was very excited, so we want to put these on exhibition, and yeah, I was too excited to sleep. I woke up at 5 a.m. for this in West Coast, so here I am. No coffee. I run off water and high protein meals. Yeah,
That's insane. Unhinged.
yeah, it is.
I
pretty
suppose
unhinged.
in my early 20s I could have done that, but here in my boomer age, no shot.
Is early 30s boomer aged?
I don't know, but mid 30s certainly is.
Okay. Well, maybe in my mid 30s I'll be boomer aged. I am still on the shyer end of my 30s. Oh, Lab Dive was
A wallet.
That actually puts Tunics in Logic.
Yeah, that puts us, like, deeper into fire. I know Machi dipped, but I didn't pay attention to keys, or if we were bomb-locked or hammer-locked right away.
I don't know.
Alright, let's see. I'm gonna be watching water here. Sorry,
a watch
Hyper.
pot never boils. So don't watch it too closely.
Wow.
People in chat talk about wanting coffee. You gotta get hot water and or milk for that, right? I don't drink coffee, so.
We're bomb locked in fire. Okay. Well, that's not where our bomb bag is then.
Stop, Oak. Machi did slide earlier in Ice Cavern using Big Goron Sword crouch stabs just to move for movement. It was cool. It wasn't like skips or anything, but it was fun.
But we might be seeing water hop pretty shortly here.
Yeah.
And if you actually have any questions, complaints, comments, or concerns about the rule set, contact Oak, one of our race mods.
Yeah. Please slide into Oak's DMs and be like, Oak, why can't I bomb her? And then he just sends you the glitchless rule set.
Just be like, get out. Get out.
Get out.
I might ban
Hey,
someone.
Oak, why can't I
like...
RBA?
You should hover slide, hammer slide into his DMs. Yep.
Yeah. Mid-air ground jump into Oak's mailbox.
Honestly, if I were Oak right now, if anyone just popped into my DMs like, yo, why can't I hover jump or whatever? Bomb jump?
I think the most intimidating thing is probably I'm gonna hook shotless Shadow Temple into your back door. Like, I'm coming into your house. Let me know what's going. Like, why can't I do this?
Wow, the intended way of doing Dragon Chest.
We love to see it.
This is interesting because River Chest was not. River Chest is bow locked.
Correct.
We can peek it, but we can't get it.
We can get the knowledge.
You can, yeah.
I saw it levitate into his DMs. Yeah, we can do that. Pause buffer into your inbox. We're back on dial-up connection. All right, we're done. What's this chest? Oh, hey, there's the boss key.
Wow, nice. And then
Cool.
This is the singular new check on Hyper's side. Is this fairy fountain?
All right, what's the fairy
I
hat
think
for
Mido
us?
has proven a very effective guardian.
I don't know. You can backflip over Mido. Just a little bit agility. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
where's Machi going?
I think peeking stuff.
Yeah, I think you're right. He's happy he found boss key. Disappointed he's already lowered the water level.
Yeah, right?
This hovers at least, so getting up there shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, he's just like, I have the water level lowered. I still don't have bow for anything. Bow might be in here somewhere. Let me peek these. I couldn't even see that one. Must have been small. Hyper going to fire, and should be able to do more, since it sounds like fire was explosive locked. And
Yeah.
Hyper definitely has those.
Yep. Alright, it does look like we might see the tech.
Here we go. Everyone's been waiting for water on. Well, let's keep an eye on Machi's side here on the right side. Yeah, here we go.
Alright, so we
Run it
do have a
back down.
scale, so it should be a little easier to do this.
Luckily, it's easy
We're
to
watching
reattempt
that.
if you miss it.
Yep. We're watching that iron equip icon. I have mostly seen people using the actual start menu to do this rather than the quick equip. As they get the feel for like which frame do I need to do it on, and it's right when Link starts that ascent, and there you go, got it.
Yeah, it took him a few tries, but as you can see, it's really easy to repeat over and over again. So even if you don't get a first attempt, doing it multiple attempts in a row,
Yeah,
not that bad. But that's our first Zelda speedruns water hop during a race. So
yay!
Machi's number 1 there on restream.
Getting that quick grab, even with the hook shot. This is one of the things that, like, is also a change. Kind of getting a new feel for that movement that was kind of second nature for runners. To get that quick grab, hook shot obviously is shorter than long shot, but grabbed that, no problem there.
Yeah, as long as you keep the distance difference in mind, shouldn't be too bad, but muscle memory's tough. It's tough to unlearn things sometimes.
Mm-hmm. And no bow to check, shoot the sun.
No bow, but perfect timing. Hyper just doing that bomb lock check and fire and getting a key. So we'll see Hyper being moved up in... Nope, Hyper's like, screw that, I'm out of here. I don't have tunic, I don't have bow. Might get bow locked halfway up fire, and that'd be bad. So we're gonna go to Sacred Forest Meadow, and is this a forest tip finally? Sure is. Let's use a forest temple.
Vanilla bow, anyone?
Vanilla bow would be great. That'd make me very happy because you technically could have gotten that a long time ago.
That would be actually disgusting. Let's be real.
Well,
actually, we can't even get it yet. We still don't have our logical bomb bag.
Oh yeah.
To get our strength.
Where is that sucker at this point?
I mean, what? Yeah, realistically, what is left now?
Well, not this check on Machi's side. That's technically bomb explosive locked.
We can get into these first few checks of Forest Temple.
I'm searching my memory banks. Because, like, you can't even say, oh, it's on the other side of Valley, because logically we need a long shot or Epona by then, and Shadow Phantom Ganon lock Epona's, or lock Requiem, so we still can't even get over there without bombs.
Yeah.
And
so
then,
it's probably just here in Forest.
Surely, right?
I mean, we've seen what we can of fire. We've seen what we could... I mean, DC had nothing. Our strength is bomb-locked. Our bombs are bomb-locked. We can get into Courtyard here with that Song of Time we picked up.
We could have gone a little bit further in fire, but it would just be... Some of those would have to be keys. At least one of those has to be keys. So that
but we're bomb-locked in fire. Bomb or hammer-locked.
Yeah, logically.
Yeah.
Alright, we know where the second bomb bag is, too. Water with a bow. Machi looked at a lot of the non-bow lock stuff and didn't see it. I mean, I guess there was Central Pillar?
We don't have a fire source, so we would need all of the keys, one of which is at least key-locked. There was a key on Morpha, too. Was there a key in Central Bow Target? I wasn't paying attention.
I don't remember. I know there was a key on boss chests that we didn't see, because...
Yeah.
Whatever. It was an item. Oh, okay.
My point is, it's really hard for keys to be the access to Central Pillar if Morpha... Well, boss key wasn't key-locked, though, so that's a free key there.
Yeah, right? This is an interesting seed in terms of, where's our first bomb bag and where are our bows? That's still the question.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild to have a 3 upgrade item and we're over an hour in and haven't seen one of them. Like, not even just obtain, just see it.
And to have all of our arrows.
Yeah, all of our arrows, but none of our spells. We have magic.
It was an item on bow target. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I guess it could be Dark Link loop. Just Dark Link, that is. Okay.
Yeah, just
Big
Dark
chest
Link.
here. I would expect either our bombs or our hammer to kind of put everything together, but it could be a bow.
That's a bow.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
So that opens up adult shooting for bombs or hammer.
All right. Things are making sense. I'm just like, something has to give up soon, and it was the bow, so.
Yep.
Well, Hyper being with the bow, he's just gonna finish out Forest Temple, and then
Would
he
you
can just go in
though?
water now. I mean, maybe he really wants to get Requiem. I don't know. I guess he might just skip Valley Bridge.
I don't know that I would continue in here.
I think he's gonna finish out the front of it, but yeah, I mean, once he gets to pushing blocks, I think he might just say meh.
This is a good place if you're expecting that first strength to lock the other strengths. Because of that path to Morpha, this is one of the easiest places to think of for them.
That's a good point.
And one of those kind of unofficial and unverifiable things about Rando is if it expects you to do AD, it feels like it puts items in those dungeons a little, you know, soften the blow a little.
Yeah, Hyper might go a little bit further than I thought. Oh, hey. Is this the
Bombig?
Morpha path?
Bombig?
Sure is.
Oh.
It's the tunic. Yeah, that strength is path to Morpha to get the tunic.
But why? We
Maybe
have
Central
access
Pillar
to
was a
wallets.
key? Oh, yeah. Hyper doesn't know that yet, though. Hyper hasn't found the wallet from diving.
Yeah.
So he might
but
think
we
of that. That's
know.
the path. But we know. So I'm saying, like, if Hyper sticks around, I don't blame him. Horse isn't path, but we had Harrow Field is path to Morpha, and the only thing we found is a strength. But that was his bomb block strength.
Yep.
So, push block putt. You have to technically push blocks to get to that check. Which, for those who don't know, yes, to push the bigger blocks, you need strength. A lot of people don't know that because it doesn't come up in vanilla.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just have the strength.
Yeah, that's the issue. We're still missing bombs. Where would the bombs have been?
Yeah, I really wouldn't be too surprised. If that strength is our path, this is not the right place to be looking for explosives, because this is inherently explosive locked. But if Hyper wants... I don't know. Rang?
Rang? Rang would be cool.
Long
Rang would
shot?
specifically be cool to get the Force medallions so we can get whatever's on Prelude. Which is horse.
Horse. Oh yeah, fire is our path to Morpha, so long shot has to be in there.
Oh, good point, yeah. Which, Hyper with bow, he might go back to fire. Time consuming. but he could.
Yeah, you have a warp there, and this is one of those dangers of warps. Like, going to do what is easy to get to is not necessarily, like, what the logic of the seed is telling you. So like in this case, yes, going to fire makes sense because you know it's going to net at least... Oh, it was 10 skulls.
There it is. Bomb bag was 10 skulls.
We
Okay,
forgot about 10 skulls. Okay.
Bomb's on 10. I mean, clearly, Machi did as well, almost an hour and 18 minutes in. He goes back, turns in 10 skulls. There's your first logical bomb bag. We could have got that very early with the early hook shot. So...
Yeah, when we were doing our short list, we forgot 10 skulls was there.
To be fair, it sounds like neither of us are Skull fans, so I guess it makes sense for us to forget about it.
I don't mind doing skulls. My favorite mode to play is SAW, standard anti-weekly settings, which means that skulls are, like, on, but not the skull house checks. And so, like, I think skull routing is a potentially very underrated skill, because there's nothing quite like watching main tournament participants collect 50 skulls in, like, an hour 50. It's so impressive. But it also is hard for people to gauge, am I gonna collect that 10 skulls? Is it worth the time investment? Because, yeah, some of them are gonna be quicker than others, but if you kind of think of it as more like a minute per skull, because of the getting there, equipping the items that you need to get it, etc., changing time of day, managing that, you do see that 10 and 20 skulls kind of get a little more, like, shortchanged in that skill. But it's also why I really appreciate that they added the skull house hints for people, because it also sucks watching someone get the 50 skull hint super early, and someone finds it really late, and it's like, it's not even a race at that point.
No, yeah, I agree. Yeah, we saw last year in the main tournament skull routing come into play in a few of the matches. Namely, during qualifiers, it helps you make up a lot of time on other players when skulls are in play, especially when you have like a higher skull count, like 30 or 40 or 50. We saw a few runners really pull ahead because of efficient skull routing, and then even once we got down to the brackets and people were doing one-on-ones, there were runners who eked out, like, even if it was just a minute or two time save, they routed the skulls better, and that was really the only difference between the two of them.
Mm-hmm. Yep, or someone, you know, you've got some of those more ambiguous high skull ones where it's like, oh, there's a strength on 40 or 50. Committing to it early saves you more time than just kind of collecting more casually until you've exhausted all other options. But if it's not required, then, you know, you've committed all of that time. So it really is interesting hearing runners' like perspective on that particular, like, do you commit? Do you not commit? What feels worse?
Right.
But I've definitely watched plenty of races where the person who commits just wins. They could have been 3 dungeons behind, but because they committed and didn't have to backtrack goals at the end, end up pulling ahead.
Absolutely. So we're seeing Hyper get into Fan boss fight here. So yeah, Hyper just committed to doing all of Force while he was here, which he didn't find anything else after that Zor tunic. So I guess that is the path to Morpha, knowing that Bomb Bag was his own 10 skulls. And then Machi's about halfway up fire. And fighting the boss key for it. So now you come to the question of, do I just go defeat Volvigia, or do I keep climbing? Do I really want to keep climbing?
I think he's definitely going to see... Okay.
He's thinking about it. Yeah, he's playing Preludes out of here.
So he is bow locked out of continuing here. There is a big chest in the upper part of the maze. He peeked that. I am so confused right now.
What, the Goron tunic on Phantom Ganon? I guess Force
Hey,
turned
that's a great
part of the
point,
story.
Kirby.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, like, okay, I have boss key, right? I could either keep climbing if I could, or I could just not worry about it and go back into Volvagia once I have Hammer. And I think that's like, because we know top of fire is Wallet, so we don't even need to think about doing that. So the only other check that you're locked out hammer-wise is highest Goron. So it's just kind of like, I don't know, do I really care about checking that one check? And obviously Maki can't go forward anyways, but...
So, I'm confused.
What?
Our wallet is in Logic, yeah?
Yeah.
The lab dive one?
Yeah.
So we can buy a Goron tunic to go get the other wallet?
Yeah.
In fire?
Absolutely.
Oh, right. Okay. I got confused at one point. Forest is not path.
No, what it was is that Hierophil gave us strength, and so
Yeah.
we're just assuming that the Zora tunic behind. So yeah, Force itself is a path.
Okay. Okay. But to continue
Our
in
path-
fire,
yeah.
we are strength locked anyway, so.
Yep.
Okay. I got a wire crossed, but I think I'm okay now.
Okay, the seats throwing some curveballs. The main one being we forgot 10 skulls was real.
Yeah.
It's always the thing that's obvious.
That's a tough one, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It looks like Hyper is going to maybe turn in skulls here. Get the one off the roof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I would expect the water play next. Yeah, so Shadow is our last one. Nocturne is gonna be at Requiem, so crossing the wasteland. And we still don't have Dins for that. But I think he wants to avoid crossing until he has a strength 2 to, like, see if committing makes sense.
Yeah, that's a difficult position to be in because it's either you take the risk and cross, and then obviously you don't have strength 2, right? So you can't do anything in Spirit Adult side if you don't find it on the way. Or you just try and clear out all your other things before going over there. Or you could try and do AD for Requiem, but Shadow Temple takes a long time, and at this rate, it doesn't look like much is in it. And we can't
and
get
especially...
in. Well, we can with Fire Arrow entry. We might see Fire Arrow entry.
We might see Fire Arrow entry. Hyper did not pick up the Fire Arrow child market yet, but if he finds the lens, becomes much more likely that he goes back to do that.
Yeah, it's the one check in Hierophil he didn't go peek, because when he went out earlier, he went clockwise around it and went out to Valley, so he didn't look at Tectite Grotto. He might go do that right now. He's back walking to field to do something. And then Maki just found their bow. So we are now bowed up on stream after an hour and 26 minutes.
Yep. And looks like he's also going to continue in Forest. I would be a little surprised if he continued quite as far, but we'll see.
Oh yeah, do it. Hyper tried this earlier. You try to get up. Nope, no luck. Big Poe without opponent didn't work, so now he took that to run over towards Kakariko, but now he's like, alright, screw it. And now he's going to go check Tectite Grotto. That's a good way. So for those who don't know, if you do not have Epona, it's not guaranteed for a big Poe to spawn there. I think it's like a 20% chance or something, but you can still
40.
get Poes to 40. It's
Yeah,
better than
that
I
one's
thought.
40. The others are closer to like 5, but there is the backup one that you usually see people go for is the one right by the long ranch entrance, like tree there. That one I think is like 10.
But it's easy to reset for because backwalk into ranch or whatever.
Yep. Yeah, he actually got pretty unlucky. The 2 spawns. It's not quite 50-50, obviously, but pretty close.
So it was worth a shot, but it looks like he's gonna cross.
I think we're seeing extension, but we'll see if he continues to walk.
Yeah, he might continue to water, or he might cross valley and then. No, this is definitely water. All right, cool.
Oh, we got a big poke here.
No, but misses. No, Hyper. He wasn't ready for it.
No, he realized after the fact, like, wait, that was the big Poe hair.
Oh no, it's okay. That's a hard one to shoot casually, even because of that angle it flies away at.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're not ready for it or you mischeck it, yeah, good luck hitting that one. Yeah, we might get some more information out of water though, because if Hyper does that bow lock chest, we'll see what item that is, which it could be another bow, comically.
It feels a lot like it's another bow.
Yeah, probably. Is Maki gonna do hover? Yeah, Maki's gonna do mid-air ground jump on the right here. So they're gonna store ground jump, put boots on. Hover boots, that is. And...
Wait, this one's... This one's not legal.
I thought it was legal. It was used as an example. Am I crazy? That one's not allowed?
This one is ultimately a clip at the end. Nothing grabbing the ledge is outside the rule set, but you clip through as you climb up.
Okay.
So, we're lucky that that didn't work out.
Yeah. Either tell him, or maybe that because, I think was it that it was originally announced it was, but then it was realized it was a clip, Mel?
It was, yeah, it was included as an example. Pointed out that this is technically a clip, and then retracted.
Got it.
So one of the kind of, I'll say, headaches of a rule set change is some of these, you know, technical definitions, things that perhaps there's some misinformation out there occasionally, but yeah, we'll... Thanks, Oak. It's a learning curve, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, there are some tricks and techniques that don't look like clips at first peek, but then especially that one, since you have like the ivy over the edge, so it's kind of hard to see what's actually happening. So I don't blame anyone for not understanding it's a clip. I know people are immediately more aware of the hookshotless shadow because there's a few ways to get up to that ledge, but one of them is technically a clip, so you can't do that method, but you can do a couple other ones.
Yeah. Well, and there's some, like, we don't need to get into all of the nitty-gritty of inconsistencies within applying clips in particular in the rule set. It's just something that exists that we know about and try and manage and mitigate. But, for example, the ledge grab clips, like the one in Shadow that you were just talking about, and the one that Mashi fortunately did not get there, is also just vanilla behavior for grabbing ledges in some parts. So in the, like, eye switch room in Forest Temple where you know, have to shoot through the fire, if you grab that ledge, if you know, kind of short hop but make the ledge grab, you are in that platform, and climbing up is clipping. But it just so happens that that's just how squishy this game can be. So there's just some, or like, we saw, I think both runners do this already. of a ladder and you kind of climb through the ledge. Technically, this is a clip, but because it can be accidentally and it is just kind of so second nature, you know, race mods have explained this week, like, we don't enforce that because it can be accidental. Nothing that we are discussing now can be done accidentally.
Got it. So you
the
heard it
walls
here,
aren't
folks.
real in this game, Oak. We all know the walls aren't real.
The walls aren't real. Link is a big goo guy. He's this big stretch Armstrong. He squishes through everything. And ledges don't really act as ledges all the time.
Yep, exactly. Link's hitbox in particular is one of the strangest things in this game. Like, I'm not sure if you play regularly, but you can see it in practice when people are trying to collect silver rupees.
Oh yeah.
Link's hitbox is his feet. If what his feet are doing is legal, it's probably legal. It's so weird.
Maki's locked
But
out of.
I am not a race mod.
fire.
Listen to the race mods. Especially as things are being tweaked and kind of, you know, evaluated during this discovery time. We are hammerlocked in fire.
Yeah, we're hammerlocked in fire. Straight up.
True, Bitter Blossom.
Thought we were sending all comments and complaints to Oak, not just race mods. Just only Oak.
Yeah, we said Oak earlier. Hover slide into his DMs.
But don't clip. If you clip into DMs, Oak's gonna be upset.
Yeah. Why is thing like that? Because as I see it in chat, OoT is a well-coded game.
Yeah. Alright, looks like Hyper is going to be continuing to raise the water level, and I think he's just going to go be Morpha and leave. He actually didn't do that many checks. He did like a few more than Maki, but I think he peaked everything. I don't think he's going to do Dark Link Loop. I don't see a world where he goes and just does Dark Link.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, nope, I stand corrected. He's like, I'm here, I'm doing it.
Interesting. Meanwhile, it looks like we are going to be seeing that hookshot extension across the Valley Bridge. So, again, keep an eye on the right-hand side for some new tech. Newly allowed tech.
Newly allowed tech. Some of these tricks have been around for a while. They just haven't been permissible.
Yeah, newly re-allowed tech.
Yeah.
Because I believe it used to be that hookshot extension was allowed if you had Epona.
That sounds like something that was a thing.
I'm like, how do you even, like, enforce that as a rule? Like, I have to go and double check if they actually have Epona? Excuse me?
Is their tracker accurate? I have to wait for the event to pause. Maki's trying to set up here. Everyone likes to talk about how bridge skips are easy. I think their setups are annoying. I'm not debating difficulty, just that I don't like doing them.
Right? Or, like, if we had Boomerang and could... Oh, there's a big chest here.
Oh, there is a big chest past Dark Link. Oh, okay, it's just our last link shot.
Basically a bow. Basically a bow.
Alright. No big ups up there.
If we had Boomerang, could complete Jabu to get our hinted Epona song, Can I Hookshot extension? It's actually going for the recoil.
Yeah, so this is to use the boulder to recoil with a crouch stab to then equip hover boots to conserve the momentum to cross. So it's not a hookshot extension.
We're not seeing the extension.
If there's anything I've learned, there's like 5 ways to skip this gap.
Yeah. And this is doable. There we go.
Oh, nice.
Oh, he
Yeah.
gets it. Let's go.
There you go. So yeah, that's one of many ways to skip that. Then we might be seeing that more this season, especially in a seed like this where opponent slug's kind of in a nasty spot and don't have that long shot yet. Nothing behind Hammer Boulder. My guess here is Machi's gonna go dip into GTG. I don't know if he crosses. If he finds gauntlets, maybe, probably, but not. I don't know about that.
I mean, I'm just gonna come out and say it. He wants to use the tech. He wants Nocturne, so he can go do Fire Arrow entry.
Right.
I don't know that for sure if that's what he's gonna do, but it feels a lot like that is what. The answer is Ocarina of Time, Jack.
Yeah, Requiem is on Ocarina of Time, so I'm sitting here fantasizing of a world where we're key locked in spirit from child side.
Yep.
So that it becomes AD.
Yeah. I think at this point, he doesn't want to go do Forest, right? He's like, I want to know. And Hyper getting that water hop there.
Yeah, Hyper
I think he's going to clear GTG and see, you know, okay, what am I... Where is my strength? Really wants to get a peek at the keys.
Yeah, there's a lot of checks that Maki can do in there. Obviously doesn't have strength 2 for the push block in the back, but there's still a ton of other... He could actually do Toilet. So, plenty of fun to be had in GTG.
Yeah. And, like, aside from Forest, which... he doesn't have much left. Like, he could go back and do a few checks in water. He could go do whatever, you know, finish out Forest, but you don't really want to.
No, especially since he did Ice. Oh, Shoot the Sun is nothing.
Yep, $5.
He did Ice earlier, so and it didn't pay out for him. So Maki's trying to save some time here. So if he can skip going back to Water and Forest, which we know that they both don't have anything else in them, that'd be great. Again, he might have to go back to Forest for the AD clear to get Requiem, but I think he's hoping that he won't have to.
Yep.
Hyper planning ahead, though. I think that's why Hyper went through to Forest, was just to be like, okay, well, I might get locked out of Spirit from Child Side, so might as well just do this now while I'm here.
Yep. And it looks like... Lens minigame?
Yeah, because we don't have Boomerang still. But Hyper's maybe hoping that he just pulls Boomerang from here and then can go do Baronade.
Yeah?
That's all I thought. Because he is out of stuff to do as adult. We know we get Hammerlocked and Fire, so even if he was to go back there, he can't do anything. Can't get into Shadow because he has to cross for Nocturne. Yeah, so there's just something else out here that he can get somewhere.
Yeah, we're looking for either Hammer or Rang, I think, in either Lens game or 20 Skulls.
There is a big chest in the middle of GTG maze, so...
Because, yeah, we actually don't have access to the part of the world, obviously, that Machi is in. Alright, folks, we've got Lens minigame. If you would like, get your guesses in chat. That's a combination of 5 lefts and rights. I'm gonna go all right today.
I'll go all left, just to be contrarian. I'm out.
Oh! Ah, rip the dream. Anyone? Arcane Onion, I'm seeing as the only one left. And everyone's out. GG's.
No one would have won in 32 this today. Yeah, Machi wants that key. Already has 4 keys. I think he just needs 1 more to reach middle.
It's 7 for middle.
7?
Yep.
I always forget if you can. It's shorter going from the other side if you really wanted to, but you miss out on other chests, I guess. Honestly, if he pulls a key from toilet, I don't even think he's gonna be that mad. He'd be like, cool. That's one closer to getting whatever's in the middle.
I have not seen Mashi play super recently. I hope he has a tunic for this, because 3/4 of a heart is...
That's
you can
tough.
reset the timer, but...
He might be threading the needle. Didn't even get a key.
Yeah, he'll reset out of here, I'm sure.
That was fast, though, so...
Mm-hmm.
No complaints.
Impressive.
Alright, so Hyper is in Nightcack. What are we doing?
Skulls? Getting the
He already
tubes?
turned in 20, though.
Did he turn in 20 or just 10?
Yeah. No, he had 20 when he got that one off the roof.
Oh,
I guess
he
he
didn't do Diampe yet.
Well, he'll be
It's just
rewarded
another
with,
magic.
Yeah, more magic.
Womp womp.
Playing Minuet
Alright.
to... I guess Hyper's is cleaning up overworld checks at this point.
Yeah, I think he didn't completely do Lost Woods earlier.
Yeah.
But otherwise... I'm a little confused.
I think Hyper's thought is, I really, really, really don't want to cross without Strength 2, and he's trying to not bank on it and being a GTG.
Oh, sorry, I meant by the seed.
Oh, by the seed. Okay, I thought you were confused by Hyper. I'm like, well, that's probably because he had his Hungry Jacks for breakfast, so he's like loaded right now.
He's clearly going for either his long shot, his hammer, his boomerang, whatever is supposed to give us access to continue the game.
Oh, there's a big Chesumaki side in GTG. Back in the Wolfos, it is double defense.
I think this is it. I think this is it right here. Yep.
Oh yeah, there's Boomerang on Saria's song. So we made fun of the ice play for Saria's song, but it's required.
Yep.
So Maki didn't lose any time in ice. Just hasn't found that ring yet, which that's a pretty out of the way check. And obviously Hyper's was pretty close to last locationing ring in that sense.
Oh, sorry. I swallowed wrong.
That's okay. It's hard to do it correctly. Like, it's still early, right? Anytime before like 2 p.m.'s early.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, we did, absolutely. We're like, Saria's doesn't feel great. You already have the hint that, you know, Darunia is not going to be anything because Goron City is foolish. And that's, again, exactly the kind of thing that ultimately ends up hurting you because... I don't know. That's the next hook shot. Like, that's the divergent point, right? Mashi had done a great job of catching up, continuing to do checks. Is technically ahead in fire progression at this point, whenever we do find our hammer. But, like, it...
Machi's key locked out of the middle, so you do need Strength 2 to get the rest of the keys to get that item in the middle.
Okay.
And I think he's contemplating about where to go next. Looks like he might be going back to finish Phantom Ganon because he's probably thinking, okay, I haven't found Strength 2. I'm running out of good things to do. AD's looking likely.
Yep. Yeah, the only reason I don't entirely like this, I would have crossed to get Nocturne. You know Nocturne's out there. If you're thinking commit-ish to AD, I would have crossed.
Yeah, we also could have shown off Fire Arrow entry, even though it's not new, but it's allowed again. Welcome back. So we might see it from Hyper if Hyper doesn't pull Dins from Jabu's here, because after completing Jabu, Hyper's out of things to do again. So
yeah, Jabu. Well, sort of. Jabu gives us the horse. So going to GTG makes sense at that point.
Yeah, because then you could do horseback archery, so that's 2 more checks that Machi couldn't do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, exactly. This is one of those, GTG access in particular is a kind of like, not pet peeve of mine, but it is a pain point for me, because we now have so many ways to access that, right? You've got reverse legal, you've got hookshot extension, you've got these hammer slides as an option, or just hover slides. And there's such a like pervasive thought of push density, and GTG tends to be that density, just because it has so many checks. Even though a lot of them are keys, it still has more items. And so kind of relearning that routing meta, we see it all the time where people, they have Requiem, they reverse for kind of no reason, just because it's available, and we kind of see that playing out here a little bit. Yes, it will make sense because we will get access to that region because we know we have to cross. But it just kind of, it unisolates those checks that you really need to be thinking about, which is what Hyper was doing. He's like, I'm not going to cross because even if I do have to go eventually, my access there is still in this pool of 5 or 6 checks.
Mm-hmm. Interestingly, there's a ring-locked bow.
Mm-hmm. Which is not bow-locked.
No. And we technically had access because of scale. So it's not even bomb locked. Weird. This seat's weird.
Yeah.
I don't like where you put the bows. Do it again.
This seed feels like everything is way more locked by other things, just because of the order in which we found them.
Yeah. Oh, hey.
Jabu, no!
Jabu paying out. Jabu ate all of the bunny. He gobbled that up.
Okay,
hey, there's a Megaton Hammer.
I was sort of expecting it to be Hammer, but
I mean, running.
That means we don't have a path bomb bag anymore, right?
No. Jabu ate bow and hammer, which were ring locked, which was just behind Sara's, which one Sara check was dead. Wow, that's nasty. I don't foresee any runners doing Jabu much earlier than this. Maybe a little earlier, but that Sara's check was really out of the way.
Sorry, I may have misspoke. Was our letter in Kakri Dead Grotto?
It was in Kakri Dead Grotto.
Okay, so we do have a path bomb bag on time.
Yeah.
Okay. Aw, pup time. GTG working out more than 1% of the time is accurate, I would say.
Alright, so Hyper's gonna fall down here, and we're gonna see Big Octo as Machi's about halfway through Forest.
Yeah, and this is that unfortunate... He saved a lot of time not doing this earlier. And now that time save is just kind of gone a bit.
Yeah. I can't blame either. Thanks, Hyper. Hyper sharing his opinion even before any sort of interview.
Whoa.
Letting us know
on my
this scene.
on my family-friendly Sunday morning stream. This is not a family-friendly stream. I apologize to everyone who thought it was.
There are some commenters who made me very aware it's not family friendly. if the streams upload to YouTube still have the like don't swear in like the first 10 minutes rule or whatever, yeah, no, there's no luck on some of these restreams.
My favorite though are ZSR after dark, as I like to call them, where it's like 10 p.m. I do swear up a storm on those.
Usually ZSR after dark is just the commenters are physically falling asleep and they're just like in sleeping mode, like it's like, oh man, that was hover boots. Like there was definitely some qualls last year where like I watched the VODs later, it's like new IT guy and somebody just like way late.
Keeps going.
Like, they were like, we're here, we want this restream going, but we're sleepy mode.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see if Mashi actually thinks of Skull Kid. It can be hard to remember those checks that you have remaining in the world. It's part of the reason a lot of people do like using like Soli's tracker, map tracker to keep, you know, everything kind of in place. Ah, nice.
I can't, on Restream, I can't publicly condone setting old men on fire, even in video games, but that is a very nice way to mine your disdain for a scene.
Yeah. Yeah, usually we just get shield flicks.
Yeah, shield flicks are like pauses, or they just flick Link around, or something.
I have seen people bomb Anju a lot. Chickens has something and they do it at like 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Anju's fault, but Anju has taken a lot of chews and bombs over the day.
Yo, Baronay had a stick upgrade too.
Heck yeah.
This Jabu sucks. It's so good. Like Jabu's got like 5 checks in it, what do I care? And 3 of them are good. It's good for Hyper. He only had 3 sticks left, so now he's full with 20.
For all that child that we have left.
Yeah, which is go to, you know, you never know when you're gonna have to run 20 sticks through the Temple of Time.
So Hyper probably just gonna play Bolero, go finish off Fire, and then Cross. Find out the bad news. Where's our other strength? Actually, Strength and Fire would be... Ganon's is a possibility. We haven't seen any Ganon's dip. Because we don't have long shot, so like...
Yeah. He could finish Fire and then go dip into Ganon's.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned that at the beginning of this seed, being like, yeah, we could get a Ganon's early because of vanilla settings, but then like we saw where medallions were and what the items were, so I just kind of forgot about it as an option, but yeah, we're still hunting for AD, I guess. So Ganon's might be useful.
Yeah, I think when what you're looking for is a strength and the only info you have is that that strength blocks other strengths. No reason not to go to Ganon's, especially since our path to Morpha in Fire is likely strength blocked, but may not be. Spirit is foolish.
Where was the boss key in Fire? Oh no, it was past the push block. So yeah. I think it is strength blocked. Oh, I guess we haven't seen Hammer Loop yet, which we're seeing.
Yeah, we haven't seen the Hammer Loop, so there could be something here, but there are 2 big chests up. One in the shortcut and one in the upper part of the maze. Alright. And Mashi is age changing. This is good. As we've said, he doesn't really have a lot left either, so as long as you remember that a check exists, unlike us and 10 Skulls earlier, it should be okay. and just some keys here in the hammer loop. So that strength is going to lock the path here, which again we kind of expected to just be long shot.
If it's not long shot, given the amount of items we have left in the pool, I'm gonna raise an eyebrow. I'm gonna be like, wait, what? Because we found Tunic. We found basically everything else other than Din's. And I guess a strength. And then Maki's gonna do a treasure chest minigame, so if anyone wants to guess on what's gonna happen on his side, you can get that in while Hyper climbs up the fire block room. I hate this room. These keys suck.
You can do a not aggro strat. You just gotta get, you know, not too close to them. But yeah, I agree. Fire Temple is my least favorite. I think it's a fabulous design and it's great for someone else, but the number of times that I fell off things in here as a kid, I will never get over it, and I will never forgive the devs. So.
Oh, absolutely. Like, on one hand, I love the verticality, but I hate how it's the most punishing part. Like, there were so many times as a kid where I'm like, you know, crossing the thin beam. See, look, Hyper just got pushed off by the torch slug. See, it happens to everybody. But like, where I just fall all the way back down to floor 1, and I'm like, screw this temple.
Yeah, exactly. Like, doing the hammer chest. I understand now as an adult that they give you plenty of time to just walk to the hammer chest. That
Timers
doesn't
just make everything scarier.
Yeah, that doesn't make like 8-9-year-old me feel any better or any less disdain for this dungeon.
No.
But I love the music. I love the look.
I love ignoring the Gorons and leaving them in their jail cells.
It's fine. They leave. They leave on their own.
They find their own.
As long as you open the door the next time you come back into the room, they're gone. They figure it out.
Oh, also happy 2 hours, everybody. This is Zelda Speedruns, and this is the Gerudo Weekly using the new standard rule set, but with the old Season 8 settings. So we've seen a few of the tricks so far today in that new standard rule set, which is we've seen 2 water hops, and then we saw an illegal mid-air ground jump, but it didn't make it, so it's fine. Buggy's not in trouble yet. But we have a really great time here today. What?
Said, whoa.
You can go back.
And a hover recoil.
Oh, that's true. We did see the heavy recoil across Gerudo Valley. So we've seen 3?
Yep.
3 legal ones. Hyper getting nudged into the whole thing, Torch Slug. But we want to thank our runners, Hyper and Maki, for sharing their perspectives. We've been seeing basically a route divergence since they finished since like 6 minutes in or something. So very different. There's our milk bottle, cool. And we also want to thank Golden Devil for the restream, much appreciated, and Mel for being here. Mel is a tournament organizer, so if you have questions about the standard rule set, just let us know, and she's got the answer for you. Oh, and Virgil Dante for double tracking, of course. Can't forget.
I will add an additional disclaimer. I can answer questions about the standard rule set, but I am not the decision maker on the rule set.
Oh, totally. Yeah,
except in how it applies to the main tournament.
Don't shoot the postmaster or whatever.
And thank you, Burrito. Keeping on top of our shout outs here. Appreciate that.
Of course.
And I will do my additional pitch here. Come join us on Volunteers. We get close to that main tournament season. It's nice to get some fresh faces pushing our tracking buttons, voices, microphones. I am going to kind of, again, not spoiler, I'm really excited to see how this season plays out, both because of the changes to the rule set and because I'm excited about some of the things that are coming in the tournament. So, join us.
Yeah, qualifiers start in January. The schedule is still being finalized. So plenty of time to get in some practice with these standard rule settings are to be announced soon, Team M, as we've been teased. Keep posted for that, though. Why were we talking about that? Yeah, Hyper found Dins in Fire Temple, so we won't be seeing Fire Arrow entry early, unfortunately. Not this time, at least.
Alright, well, Runner's kind of on the correct paths again. Mushy picking up that ring, we'll get that hammer in Jabu during that completion, and Hyper is kind of the next to make a choice. Is it just going to be GTG and Crossing? Is it going to be Ganon's?
I don't know. I was just thinking about what chat was talking about, which it looks like it might be Din's path to Morpha, meaning Longshot could just be in Shadow Temple.
Yeah, but we don't care about that, right?
Not, hopefully not. We still gotta find strength too, though. Hello, first-time chatter, Little Switch. Welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns.
Let us know if you have any questions about what you're seeing on the screen. We might be able to answer them. People in chat will probably be able to answer them.
Very simple observations right now is Maki's going to where the fish people live, and Hyper's fighting the coolest boss in the game. So, these are objective facts. Listen, if anyone's like, my favorite boss is Baronade, I'm gonna go, what are you, a marine biologist?
You would be surprised how many people say Baronade is their favorite boss. And I'm like, it's a bullshit boss.
Yeah.
Why does it have so many phases?
It has so many phases because it is a... I don't know biology enough to make it like a phage joke. I was gonna try, but I'm like, oh no. Somebody in here knows biology better than I do, and they're gonna make me feel stupid. Baronade is the most fun boss fight, though. Okishi. Please send Okishi feedback about the standard rule set just for that comment.
I'm not gonna lie, like, again, everything I say, all my opinions come with a at least 80% nostalgia lens, because this was, like, my first real video game, other than Pokemon, that I got as a kid. I thought Phantom Ganon was always the coolest boss.
Like, he does have a horse.
Once you start seeing, like, okay, speed runs, you know the tricks. Yeah, some of the, like, mystery is gone. But genuinely, like, okay, you gotta find the real Phantom Ganon in the painting. And then you gotta, you know, try and hit the bastard with his little light balls.
Ping pong.
And then, people here are typically good enough to do that final attack, but, like, the sparkler firework dive attack, that's sick.
That is good.
Like,
yeah,
that's awesome.
Often, it is cool. To chat's point, though, I will agree with Oak and Jack Astronomy, which is, casually, Baronade's terrible, but once you can know how to kill Baronade quickly, Baronade is satisfying to do quickly. Like, oh, jellyfish out, gone, jellyfish out, gone, and then you just roll into it 3 times and it's good. So casually, like, it's like one of those things where it's like one of the worst boss fights in this game casually is Big Octo, because it's just not very clear what you're doing and he's annoying. But from a speedrun sense, you just bonk him and hit him. So I could see the argument for execution-wise, Baronade's the funniest. I am more leading on design. Volvagia is really cool. Phantom Ganon is really cool. Bongo Bongo is really cool. Like, he's got no head. That's pretty cool.
Sometimes I think Shadow is probably the peak example of what this game is and can do, because, like, the toolkit, right? By that point, you really know more how to play the game. And it's a little annoying that it's kind of a double-layered boss, though, right? Because you're expected to go to the well. You're expected to go get that lens to actually through Shadow. And obviously the vanilla equipping. Really annoying.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we're gonna find out what's on Big Po finally. Hyper was really intent on clearing this market. Let's see if it pays off. That's gonna... All right. Well, Hyper's been very thorough and continues to remain that way. Maki's about halfway. Well, it feels like you're halfway through Jabu Jabu when you're going through basement with Gerudo, but almost halfway.
Like a third of the way, probably. Breath of the Wild bosses, the lightning, whatever that was.
Oh yeah, from the camel.
Yeah. I thought that was like, that gave me the most difficulty to play. And I don't think any of the ones in Tears of the Kingdom were that bad, but I will say that going up to the Wind Temple was a one. Give me that music. Give me the jumping on the platforms. Fallen Void. Yeah, Thunderblade. That one.
I always forget that they're just Element and then Blight after it. It's been a while since I've been Breath of the Wild playthrough. But yeah, we're seeing Hyper going to check... Well, he just hit Night Form, so he can't check Horseback Archery immediately. So likely get this card, maybe go do GTG, and then hit Horseback Archery on the way out. Flip Time of Day with Suns.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure what Hyper is really gonna consider doing here, if it is just crossing to go do Shadow and commit to AD. Because without a Strength 2, there's nothing we can do to avoid that.
Right. Well, at this point, what has Hyper not done that isn't GTG and crossing and HBA? Like, if he doesn't find Strength 2 on HBA...
just
torches? Wasteland? Use Dins on Wasteland torches? Like that?
Yeah. Yeah, we have fire arrows, so it's definitely not that. But if it's just long shot sitting in Shadow, like, that's not compelling. But if it's Strength 2 in Shadow, which it very well could be, that's a lot of information.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it is in logic for us to cross, having already found Lens and Magic, and we have Horse. So it could just been really, really... The Strength 2 is just really deep, maybe.
Yeah. And I mean, we know we have to cross to get into Shadow anyway. It just kind of... It sucks a little bit if you have to go into Shadow for your Strength 2.
Oh, absolutely.
We don't have Furor's Wind yet. We don't start with that in these settings, so it's just kind of... It's a little bit of a hiking seed, and for all of the fun tech that is allowed now, it kind of sucks to have to do that.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of the nastiest situation where it's like, you go to Shadow, you don't get Strength 2 until, like, back of Shadow, then you're just like, well, I'm back here, might as well just AD this.
Like, 100%.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not gonna come back here just to do bongo, like, screw it.
No, you're gonna commit at that point. You're gonna finish Shadow, you're gonna go Childs, pick up OoT, you're gonna go do Child Spirit.
Well, at least we saw some of the new some of the more allowed techniques. So again, we were talking about water up. Somebody came into chat asking, "Wait, did we already do water? How do we do water without long shot?" Which that was the water hop technique, which was recently discovered as part of this new standard rule set. And then we saw, as we mentioned earlier, Maki doing a crouch stab to recoil across Gerudo Valley. Unfortunately, it didn't pay out, since we will know from already Hyper is not going to be able to get that chest in the middle without Strength 2. And you don't find anything too useful in GTG otherwise, just some double defense, so...
Yeah. I don't think there's been any discussion of a OoT combo rando tournament.
I
Partly
think the
just because I
difficulty.
think it's long.
Yes, exactly. Like, you would have to really trim down the rule set to keep those things anywhere within a reasonable runtime. While there are many runners who do both, I don't know how many runners would do that if the average run isn't at least like 3 hours-ish.
Yeah.
Well, apparently it's maybe in the works for SGL. That'd be interesting considering I know SGL
not-
has a tight time schedule.
Not a tournament.
Got it.
It was being discussed as an exhibition event.
That makes more sense.
But I think they were doing some sort of evaluation on if settings could be set up to make it possible, but yeah, it would be too long as a tournament for SGL at least, but there's some exploration happening to see if there could be something done.
Yeah, one of the longer tournaments has happened this last year for Ocarina of Time randomizers, of course, Random Settings League, where you can end up with some settings where the seed ends up taking a very long time. I think our longest seed completion time was a little bit over 6 hours this year. But you also get seeds that are done like less than an hour or an hour-ish. So it kind of like rubber bands a little bit. Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask combo rando, it's hard to keep the seed short without cutting out too much content to where you're barely playing either game.
Yeah. It's just so tough with the number of checks that already exist in Ocarina of Time, but then Majora's Mask has more, and a lot of them are even more time-consuming and, like, time of day dependent because of the day cycles.
Yeah, absolutely. And Golden's point in chat, I'm sure for tournament organizers, seed length is very much one of the top things of their mind when picking settings.
Yeah, I would be interested to see... Oh, see, this is why Baronade is terrible. You stand just a little too close, and that nice strat that you talked about earlier, gone. Out the window.
Good recovery by Maki, though.
It was a great recovery. Oh, I was just gonna comment. This year, you know, SGL Looter... Pot strat! Let's go!
Strat. That would have been points in Battle Royale. But
yeah.
Sorry, what?
Was he out of sticks? Is he just gonna get a stick upgrade for pot strats? Because that's great.
Let's see.
Or was he just there?
Oh, he had 4 sticks. He did it for
swag.
4
sticks. Okay, so just did it for swag. That's great. That's great.
Anyways, what were you saying?
I would be really curious because I think there was a vibe during SGL Ooter that more seeds were AD this year because of the settings that they had picked. You had a Forest Med start as well as the Light Medallion dungeon being pre-completed. And so it was like kind of the hypothesis is that made AD for those settings, so to get that possible. But I'm curious if that's just a, like... Is that a vibes thing, or is that a data thing?
Honestly, hard to know.
Yeah.
Some of our runners are very data-oriented, but then, like, I don't always ask them. I'm like, can you show me your spreadsheets? And so sometimes it's just vibes. Vibes are important, though, because... Got any spreadsheets? Vibes are important, though, because last year for main tournament, we had, like, over 200 people register for quals. Not all of them finished their qualifiers. So there's a large base there, and I'm sure most of them don't run rando spreadsheets, so...
No.
See, Jax Astronomy has spreadsheets.
Yeah,
it's
Jax is a spreadsheet person.
I'm a spreadsheet person reluctantly. I'll be like, it's too useful for me to not have, but damn, I have to have one.
Ooh.
Come on, Hyper. Yeah. He just did that to make us nervous on Restream, that's all.
Yeah, maybe. He didn't look very happy at the end.
And he got nothing for it.
Nothing.
Uh-oh. This strength, too, is deep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, looking more and more like maybe that shadow is gonna play out.
Yeah. You also have to ask yourself, even if you find strength 2, like, on Dead Hand and Shadow, you have to weigh the odds of, like, okay, how much time does it take me to cross versus how much time is it going to take me to finish Shadow Temple? And at that point, there's an argument for leaving.
Yeah, honestly, without Serenade, which is on Burning Cack, thanks. This game is really kind today. Without knowing where Requiem is on Ocarina of Time, knowing that you may be key locked anyway, I don't know. That's gonna be a tough one for runners in this to decide what to do.
Yeah, we'll see. Because again, to Virgil's point in chat, Shadow's long. Like if you commit to Shadow, it's like what, 8 minutes at least or something. Yeah, so... sup, Emo Soda, the tier 1. That reminds me, we've been talking about the new standard rule set, but you know who does a lot of talking on the standard rule set is the Gossip Stone podcast. They have their most recent episode has a great conversation with a variety of perspectives on some of the new standard rule announcements. So make sure to check that out after the weekly race and after any other thing that's happening on Zelda Speedruns. I don't know what the rest of the schedule is today, but give that a listen.
Yeah, I haven't listened to the most recent podcast episode yet. Part of what I am trying really hard to do, not take in too many different opinions on the topic. Like, of course, see what the reaction is. But, I want to see how it plays out rather than just hypothesis, and there was a lot of that, a lot of speculation the first couple of days. So I'm trying to keep a slightly more, of course, community input really matters, but especially since this is something that tournament organizers, we have the ability to change things as we see fit to make our tournaments work. You know, I think we're trying to, yes, gauge community input, but also what is that seed in?
No, and absolutely, and like what you were talking about with SGL earlier, and then Jack Strowney mentioning in chat that, you know, it's even if someone is gathering statistics from runners or about runs, it's still hard to gauge what the overall feelings are with Randomizer, especially if you haven't, you know, played the settings yet en masse. So I think as the season starts in January for the standard tournament, and we see these rule set get put to the test more, we'll have a better feeling about, you know, how consequential is Water Hop. Obviously in this seed, we saw it used by both runners, and extremely useful, as we're still like, yo, where's our long shot at? And it seems to be very deep, but you know, there's some seeds where we're not going to see it at all. And there's our Nocturne.
Yep. Mashi coming back up for these big chests that he saw earlier before doing Volvagia.
You will be rewarded for it too, as we know one of these big chests has Din's Fire in it. So won't be seeing Fire Arrow entry here, but
or will we?
Hyper, are you flexing? You have Din's, dude. What are you doing? He's doing it.
Yeah. Especially like having double magic. Oh no. Okay.
Nope. Got to set it up again. He's doing it. He's doing it for the fans. He knows he's on restream. He's like, we gotta show everyone Fire entry.
He specifically was like, it would be cool if we could get a restream going with the new, you know, rule set changes. So I'm not surprised at all to watch him do kind of a flex here. We'll see if he can pull it off. It's looking pretty good so far. That's the first phase where he'll unequip the fire arrows now and use regular reignite the torches as they still burn, get that lifespan going again.
This does take a while.
It does take a while.
Yeah, but he's getting it.
I don't know about that. It's also very, yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, you get the idea. He showed you the principle. Don't give him a hard time about that later. Please don't.
He has enough magic to attempt again, but not enough air.
He already burned like a minute on that. He'll just go.
Yeah.
All right, Shadow Temple. We're gonna have some questions answered. So we know this is path to Morpha inadvertently. So long shot's got to be in here somewhere, right? And then it seems like Strength 2 is in here, or at least Strength 2.
Yeah,
really
or
can't
it's
do
just
anything
Strength
else
2.
Yeah.
It's Strength 2 for the keys to get that center chest in GTG, isn't it?
I don't think anyone's going back to the center chest at this point.
Oh no. 100% not.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
Ominous boss key. First check. Oh.
Yeah. So Spirit is foolish today. So if it is Strength 2 in here, it's not that.
Oh no, absolutely. This it's like when we saw that Foolish at the beginning of the seed, I'm like, oh, Spirit's foolish. So that's a lot of checks out. There's a lot of item requirements out. But then Spirit ended up being at the very end of the seed anyways. So of course it's foolish.
Yep. It's probably also long shot locked. Let's be real.
The seed is trying to pull out like, yeah, it's been a bit since the weekly's had a restream. Let's just make the seed as long as possible.
Truly. Though yesterday was like a 3.5 hour seed for I think most of the players. It was not pleasant.
Just a rude awakening. That's all.
I think we should still sub 3 here, even if it's not ideal.
Yeah, unless Hyper, like, says, you know what, I want to get that fire arrow entry, and he goes back and starts practicing, I think we'll sub 3 here.
Yeah.
Machi on Volvagia. Let's hope for another clean kill. Hyper had one earlier. So far, pretty good luck on the appearances. Not getting trolled yet. GTG Center is Strength 3, and thus Longshot is OG Seafarer. Yeah, maybe.
Disgusting.
Chat trying to give Mel nightmares.
I mean, this is one of the nice things, though, right? Like, you don't have to follow all of that.
Nah.
Because they were able to water hop up.
Yeah, water hop, definitely a big point of the seed. If you weren't water hopping the seed, you're having a bad time. So I would say that this is definitely a good exhibition of that new trick, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Dieseler? No, can't find Strength 2. And Requiem's 80. Have they ever done a weekly with Key Sanity? Probably? I don't know.
They've probably done, back in the day, they used to do Freaky Fridays. Which don't let the name off-put you. Like, Key Shuffle is not that bad. But definitely, like, Key Rings when we've had League settings in the past as the weekly settings.
Yeah. Which League is still underway, Season 9.
Yep.
And there's a couple ongoing tournaments still. So plenty of stuff going on still at the end of the year, so don't be shy waiting around until next year for when the main tournament starts. Plenty of other tournaments to check out and watch, such as Triforce Blitz. Is that still going on?
Triforce Blitz,
Oh, there's...
like, I think is ending, like, today or tomorrow.
It should be almost... Yeah, it should be almost over. And there's Strength 2 in Shadow, so as expected.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we are seeing Ganons here, so again, this makes sense. But Mashi did full clear. Should realize that that Dins is that path to Morpha, and there's nothing in Ganons inherently that indicates it's for access here because it's behind that long shot.
Yeah.
But since we're still looking for that strength too, it makes sense to kind of be in here. Okay, so Hyper didn't open that big chest because as far as items are concerned, he's in go mode. But it looks like he is going to continue and go for Requiem on the off chance that he needs it. So this could be a really big time sink for him if that Requiem ends up not.
Yeah, the difficult part is he was already, you know, dipped his toe into Spirit a little bit here, so you're asking yourself, well, I've already done like a few minutes, or dipped into Shadow. I've already done a few minutes of Shadow. I don't really want to have to come back at this point, so might as well just knock it out.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, because even the shortcut is just so deep in this dungeon.
Oh, yeah. Well, he tried to do Fire Angel earlier, so maybe he'll show us one of the techniques to, if he were to not have Hookshot, how to skip Hookshot in this next room. Doesn't have wind, so you have to kill all the keys in here, unfortunately.
And no more arrows.
No, he's just gonna Hookshot. I don't blame him. Just do it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Jax. Crossing again is slow. Coming back here is slow. Chances of needing Requiem are that low.
Yeah, best case scenario, Hyper gets Requiem here, goes to Spirit, and does not have to do Child Size Spirit at all.
Yep. But probably will.
Yep. The Seeds keeps pulling out the Jokers, so I won't be surprised if it tries to squeeze one more H change out of Hyper.
No, I just mean I think that when he collects Requiem, he'll just go do Child Spirit.
Oh, yeah, you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you.
Maki hasn't pulled anything from Ganon's yet. Climbed the central pillar, but now is checking Shadow Trial. Looks like there's nothing. Nothing that he could reach at least, so. Good attempt, though. Could have pulled a quick strength out of there, maybe.
Alright, what's next here? Looks like big pose, maybe?
Yeah. Maybe just clean up Adult Market. Hyper has Boss Key, but I think he's missing a small key still. Let me see. Come on, Fairy cutscene.
Slow boat.
Yeah, so he's gonna have to go to the back of Shadow here for a key. Rip Stealthos.
And so even if Fire Arrow entry had been the play, you might still have needed Dins here.
Oh yeah, good point. Also no Poe. Watch, he's like, I don't care about Big Poe. Let's just go back to crossing. I think he's gonna do horseback archery and then cross.
Oh, that's right. He didn't cross to pick up Nocturne. That's why he's not using the Dins. Thanks, brain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good at remembering these things.
Yeah, he crouch dab recoiled, slid across Valley earlier in the race, hoping to pull something out of GTG, but didn't find anything useful. Unfortunately, and the last big chest that we saw was locked behind Strength 2, so not what he was hoping for. So he didn't cross at that time.
Alright, and our last key is going to be on the Floormaster back here, so Dins would not have been required after all.
The settings for this weekly race are just a Season 8 tournament, so they need 6 medallions for Ganon's key, and then they needed vanilla requirements for the Rainbow Bridge. So it's the new standard rule set, but with the Season 8 settings.
Yeah.
Two and a half hours for a battle royale. Pretty good. Yeah, that's very good. It's like you're hitting the time limit.
What's the longest someone has survived so far? Like an hour and a half?
No, Hyper, Chimp, Timmy, Ink, they've all lasted 2.5 hours.
Oh, wow.
Which, for those who don't know, in Battle Royale, the time limit is 2.5 hours. And since it's a point scoring system based on objectives, if you last that 2.5 hours without getting hit, that's like 20 points. So you can bake a lot of points by not getting hit. But yeah, no, we've seen a lot of great competition from previous runners who maybe have not run Battle Royale before, and there were some new people running Battle Royale this year. Give a shout out to Cup and Liam have done very well, and I think Liam did it last year, but Cup was new this year. They did very well for their first Battle Royale. But here's Bongo Bongo, talking about cool boss designs. Dude's got no head. That's pretty metal. Oh, Hyper. Oh, yeah. Let's see that magic spin. Nice. Big quick kill from Hyper there. Big Goron sword makes that easy.
I'm gonna imagine Mashi also just commits to AD at this point to avoid crossing again.
Considering he went back to do Phantom Ganon after dipping out of Forest, I agree. I don't think there's a world where Machi does not commit. Which, based on the race room, and as you can see here, no one's finished yet, so they're all having a similar experience to what we're seeing on Restream. It seems like, oh hey, there's Strength 3.
Wow.
Cool. Wow, both of our Strength upgrades are in Shadow. Yay. Hyper not even picking it up. It's like, I don't need that. Get out of here.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, huh. It's good weekly scene. It's a good one. And to your credit, you're right. Hyper's just gonna return to Child and go do Child Side Spirit.
Well, he's gonna pick up the song regardless.
Right.
Unfortunately, you have to be Child to pick up that song.
Right. But I think he is gonna stay there anyways. Oh, I love the save.
Yeah.
The minute movement. The child spawn, everybody, is the guardhouse in Market, so it puts Hyper right next to the gate. It is faster.
Yeah.
For him. So he's gonna grab the song. Yeah, I think he might. Thinking about it, just might not risk it because it's not that. It doesn't take that long to do Child Side.
Yeah. It could be there was at least one big chest that Hyper did not open. Long shot could just be in there.
Yeah.
And I think Hyper just did the quick grab for the ocarina.
He's making up for the fire arrow entry attempt.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is. There's Requiem.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, I'm not too surprised, just given the way he's played the rest of the seed pretty, thoroughly in these age changes.
Mm-hmm. Nice shield flex by Hyper. Very good. Alright, so this is our first look at Spirit just at all. So, gonna get some new information. We're not expecting to find anything here. It's just more of the question now is, where's the keys?
Yeah, Hyper's in go.
Yep. Don't need that one. Yep, and there's the shield flicks into the void. Hyper's not happy. He didn't actually have to come do child side spirit at all. Gets key locked out of the dancing.
That's gonna feel a little bad continuing in Shadow, but honestly, as we said, as Jack said, it was basically a wash at that point, recrossing. So the safer bet is just finish, get access to Child Spirit. Just not necessary.
Yeah, and checking Child Spirit, you were already had to go back to get the song like you mentioned. It took Hyper like a minute to check that. So, whatever, just do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's our first place finish by Jarek with 2 hours, 39 minutes, 48 seconds. Somebody did not abandon that Saria song check. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
That had to be it.
It could, yeah, either the Saria song check or even just not finishing Shadow.
Yeah.
Hyper
forfeited.
Oh.
So we're going to see if he wants to come in for an interview and talk about the seed, maybe talk about the new rule set and how he feels about how that water hop came into play or didn't.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm gonna guess that Shadow completion feels pretty bad, and
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hyper was obviously very frustrated with the seed given some of the item.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it is also like almost 4 a.m.
Yeah,
3 a.m.
Hyper is on Australian time zone. He's tired. He said he'll come in for a few
Yeah.
minutes, so we'll bring him in. Hi, Hyper GG.
Yo, what the fuck was this?
Well, you communicated that you thought the seed was bullshit. Would you like to highlight why?
It sucked in so many different ways. Also, I haven't bothered to learn the hookshot extension in Gerudo Valley yet, and it was so useful this seed.
Was it?
So that sucked. Well, yeah, because you get Nocturne, and then you can choose to go Shadow instead of GTG stuff later, so you finish the seed way faster. And then it's just Boomerang that sucks hard. But I had to stay in Logic, because I didn't really know how to do tricks other than water hopping. And I just tried to do FAE for fun.
Right. Yeah, we saw that. The reason I asked about it is we actually saw Machi on Restream skip Gerudo Valley Bridge with a crouch stab recoil off the boulder with hovers to cross. And he went and did GTG, but didn't have opponent song at the time, and he chose not to cross. So, because I think he was worried about having strength 2 or not.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think you cross and you get Nocturne, and I mean, 15 minutes into the seed, when you see Foolish Spirit and AD Requiem, you're like, yeah, this seed's gonna be shit.
Yeah. One thing that we'll ask you about, though, is when you were in Forest Temple, you obviously pulled Zor Tunic from the push block puzzle we had. Hyrule Field Path to Morpho, which the only thing we found was Strength. So did you just decide, you know, this might be AD, I'm just going to finish Forest while I'm there instead of leaving?
That's pretty much what I thought. I didn't have a lot else to do either.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have the trick to get across Valley, like, in my skill set, so... honestly, like, if that bow wasn't in Forest, I was, like, ready to quit, so... I was gonna have to see it then.
Well, so this means that you have some things to practice on and work for. So this was a very good use of Weekly in that sense, at least. So now you have some things to work on. But as somebody involved with the tournament, obviously, what are your feelings after playing this seed about the new standard rule set?
Yeah, it's fun. It's like a whole new way of thinking about the game. Like, you would never have even thought of GTG being in play with the old rule set. So that was kind of fun, and being able to, like, not worry about the long shot and all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, it just sucked that, like, you still kind of had to do everything to find all the items, but it was cool in that sense. I hate hammer slides, but everything else I love.
Okay. We'll note your hate of hammer slides. We were talking about it throughout the stream, obviously, not your hatred, but the rule changes. Mine was that I know there's a lot of ways to cross Gerudo Valley, but I hate, like, all the setups for it, just personally. So I'm like, and also, like, that's like one of 3 things Epona's does. Let my horse ride. I'm like, come on, man. So you're obviously in the Battle Royale tournament, which we were talking about earlier, and you had a very good performance this last week, so we know you're going to be working on that. Is it awkward at all switching between that one-hit KO rule set and then doing the weekly the day after? Because obviously, like, I was laughing earlier because you had, like, a quarter of a heart after just taking a bunch of intentional hits, and I'm just like, well, obviously he could flip the switch on this.
Yeah, there's moments where you panic because you think you're not allowed to take damage. And it's like, you have, like, those mini heart attack moments, but then, I don't know, you kind of get used to it after a while, but it's more scary going back to Battle Royale and not autopiloting taking damage anymore.
Oh, wow,
So,
yeah. That's where it matters.
Yeah.
Well, we know it's late for you, so we appreciate you interviewing and also letting us share your perspective on Restream. We saw some good route divergence after, like, 10 or 12 minutes from you, too, so we saw a lot of other stuff. But, Mel, was there anything you want to ask Hyper?
No, I mean, he and I have talked a lot about set changes and kind of how they apply to... I don't have any other questions. I know it's really late for you, super early, whichever way you... Yeah, I'm good.
Alright, is there any other thing you want to share about the new standard rule set, Hyper, or anything about Season 9?
No, not particularly. I'm really excited for S9 to drop. Can't wait for it, but that's all I'm gonna say.
Alright, well, we're looking forward to further announcements on that, so everyone make sure to watch Hawk Time Randomizer Discord, and go sleep, Hyper.
Alright, good night, everyone.
Good night.
Night.
So while we were talking to Hyper there, Machi did find Longshot in that chest in Shadow, so this was just a get to Shadow seed.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy because with that fire arrow entry allowed, the bows were kind of found a little late, but it's kind of crazy how early, realistically, we could have had access to that.
Absolutely. And then again, to Virgil's point in chat, logically, water is super deep in the seed given where Longshot is. However, we got water down really early because of the new technique that's allowed. So we're seeing how that technique can come into play, and we'll see. I'm sure we'll see other seeds where, like to Hyper's point, people start intuiting that Gerudo Valley skip and making those riskier plays, especially once we get to quals and there's opportunities to earn points. Yeah, the new technique we're talking about is water hop. We saw it during this restream where runners are using iron boots to maintain upward momentum when surfacing from water. It lets them grab ledges further up, like the ledge to Baronade's room, or Morpha's room. So they were able to skip having a long shot in order to complete Water Temple. So I am looking forward to this upcoming season. It should be very exciting. I'm hoping that Valley skip allows for some really risky plays, like Hyper was talking about. So,
Yeah, I think this seed is a perfect indication of if this were, say, a qual for the main tournament, and it were an even larger race. 9 is still pretty good for a weekly nowadays. But when we're looking at, 80 people being in here, someone would have finished this an hour ago.
yeah.
Because we say, given how deep the long shot is, but it's like, it really isn't. If you just do the things, if you decide to go to ice right away and you Sarias when you are, kind of doing your child routing, there is someone in the field who would have cut off probably an hour's worth of time because they would have found that boomerang that, had some chews early. We saw Hyper kind of at the start do that near like perfect routing of a child segment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Had you done ice in that early part too, which there wasn't a lot of reason to, but had you had that going into that child, it snowballs. Done 10 skulls a little earlier so that you... one less question mark. Yeah, it's a perfect example how rando plays out across the field.
So what you're telling us is rush ice.
What I am telling you is rush ice.
Rush ice. Absolutely.
And as mentioned in the chat Pico link, you can join the Discord. There's no registration. Set up specific things that you would need to look at. Stream, how to set up the randomizer. But there's a lot of good resources in there. Yeah, you don't have to register in advance. Just show up and play.
Yeah, and there's plenty of documentation, like you're talking about, Mel. There is the Randomizer wiki that has the whole standard rule set. It's really easy to find the settings for Season 8, so if any of you wanted to play these Season 8 settings, that's still a preset on the randomizer.com. So like if you're going to go generate a seed, you have that preset drop down the first box, so you check that, slam the old Season 8 settings in there, and then just run with the new standard rules changes in mind. Or if you just want to, try these rule sets, but with the league settings, that's fine too.
Yep. Biggest thing is if it is an ongoing event, so if you join the Discord and see people asking for league races, currently because league is not running on the new rule set while they finish up this season, there's supposed to be an explicit agreement in that race room which rules you're using for those kind of ongoing.
Yeah, I mean, league signups are closed anyways, but yeah, there are some practice races people run where it's like, hey, please don't use it. But I've seen some practice races where they are using the new standard rule set, so just make sure before you hop into someone else's race room what they're doing. As for anyone coming in now, Hyper forfeited. Somebody already finished, and it's late for Hyper, so it's like 3 a.m. So Hyper went to bed. Given how Jarek finished, I'm assuming we're going to see some other finishes not too long, because I'm sure they're not the only one who had some pretty fortunate routing decisions.
Yeah, the seed, again, on paper, like I was describing, if you just play it perfectly, but we are human, we do not play things perfectly by any means.
No. And there's Chloe with second place.
Yeah. GG's. Welcome in. Yep, exactly. Game sucks.
Game sucks. That's basically the consensus. That's what Hyper told us. Game sucks. I'm sure Machi has a similar opinion given some of the decisions that were made and discoveries that happened.
I was explaining that this is the perfect example of, like, on paper, this seed is not actually that bad, but because we are humans who play the way we play, this seed, you know, took probably an extra hour than it would if you had the spoiler log. I don't
Jabu just
think
ended
you
up
were
being
supposed to
bottleneck.
do Jabu last, no. That Epona's is your way to get over there. And you're right, Diesler. The perfect way to play games is to not play them.
What are we looking for? We're not looking for anything anymore. We're Machi's basically in go mode after picking up. Well, technically didn't need Requiem, but we're gonna get a Requiem anyways.
Yeah. He had a little extra hiking because he didn't cross the first time that he was in GTG. And we are seeing Ice Arrow strats on Bongo. So
That's crazy.
even though blue fire arrows are turned on in these, retain that Ice Arrow property.
Yeah, Maki also did Baronade with a pot earlier, just for the extra swag. So just swagging on the bosses for fun. That's what you do in a weekly. At least that's what you should be doing.
Yep. Hyper attempted fire arrow entry. Did water hop.
That's pretty similar, Chloe. Maki didn't do chickens for like 90 minutes also because he missed time of day entering CAC, so he left it. As for Hyper got tripped up on didn't find first logical explosives for like a long time, but found shoes early, so was able to do stuff. It was just strength 2, so he ended up committing to forest and doing all the forest, and then he did all of Shadow, and then he took Ocarina of Time check with Requiem, saw Child Side Spirit was key locked anyways and didn't need to go over there, and then Jarek finished, and Hyper's like, screw the seed, I'm going to bed.
Yep.
Chloe, did you how'd you get across Valley? Did you wait for Epona, or did you hookshot extension? Did you recoil? Hookshot, okay. Yeah, Hyper was lamenting because he has not practiced any of the Gerudo Valley skip techniques. So he shied away from going over there until he had Epona, which obviously was pretty late. But what was your go mode? Oh, interesting. Okay, so yeah, you just put off forest for a long time, which I could see doing that. Yeah, so Hyper said in the interview that he'll be practicing Gerudo Valley and some of the other techniques, and I'm sure other runners are going to be walking out of here with some idea of things to work towards and shifting mindsets for this new standard rule set. But I don't think anyone did not do Water Hop at this rate. Maybe somebody in the race room didn't, but it's definitely one of the easier tricks to pick up out of this set. You didn't do Water Hop? Dang. And you still finished sub 3? Nice.
But did you slide?
No. Oh, this Armos is being a jerk.
Getting the long shot instead of going child. Yeah, that's fair.
Aki was scaring me with those fire keys. I was like, don't lose your shield, dude.
Yeah, we don't.
I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah,
Yeah.
You don't
It's
have to
kinda
fight
like
the
the
Saltos here.
It's like the 20 stick thing. Like, yeah, I really need all those sticks for reasons.
How to light those torches?
True. Because we don't have dins.
No. No, absolutely not. I mean, Hyper acted like we didn't have dinners for a bit, so. Wow, it's Gundam Girl. That's good.
A...
Alright. Maki's gonna go do Spirit, and then we're good to go.
Yeah, not too much left. We'll be able to, you know, go mode Spirit here, so that's nice. It doesn't take a whole lot less, but you just got to get the boss key and a couple small keys, so...
I'll be excited to see what other applications runners find for recoil slides in these settings. Obviously, Valley is a self-evident one, but I'm sure there are other ones that aren't coming to mind immediately that people will find helpful.
Yeah, that's part of what's really exciting here, right? This kind of discovery. There's one on the, like, island chest with the skull in Forest Temple. That's where a bow is, and then the other one was...
Where was the other one?
Hmm?
Where was the second one? Because we saw two, right?
Yeah, Jabu.
Oh, right, Jabu. I forgot, Jabu swallowed everything. So the only really trick we didn't see a proper application of today is obviously accessing Spirit Temple boss door without hook or long shot. Not seeing that today. And we didn't see the hook shotless shadow, but it's okay. And we haven't seen a legal application of ground jumping in midair.
Yeah.
So
Fortunately, we did not see a successful illegal one either.
no. Yeah, Boomerang was definitely one of the items that was very easy to find last because of that unfortunate Goron City foolish. I found Saria's. Why do I care about Go Lost Woods at this point? But
Yep.
if you happen to that sooner, obviously you save a lot of time. Speaking of a lot of time, welcome to the 3-hour mark. This has been a weekly that has definitely pushed our runners into an AD route when technically you didn't need to. But predicting this is not an AD route is definitely difficult. But thanks for all being here on Zelda Speedruns. This is definitely the newest standard rule set that you're seeing in front of us, using the old Season 8 settings as a demonstration for these weeklies. And I think the weeklies will have this setup for at least the next two, right?
Yes. I would suspect that we'll stay on these until the S9 announcement. Just because switching to something that people are playing and causing confusion does just that. It causes too much confusion. The attorney org team and the race mod team kind of care setting. Got a lot of things that we're trying to focus on. I would expect to be on these a few weeks.
Okay. So if any of you want to try out these settings during the weekly race with the standard rule set, go ahead. But again, as we talked about earlier, you can also just preload the old Season 8 settings and just run with the new standard rule set in mind. But as we talk about this 3-hour mark, we want to thank everyone for, again, being here, including both our runners who shared their perspectives with us today. Hyper, who's safely tucked into bed, I hope, by now.
Yeah.
And Machi, who is getting through Spirit in Go mode. We also want to thank Golden Devil for the restream today, much appreciated. Virgil Dante for pulling double tracker duty and helping answer questions in Twitch chat for us. And thank you for being here, Mel.
Yeah, thank you for being here. Out of this world burrito.
Yeah. At sea.
At
My bad,
sea.
chat. The buttons are next to each other.
They are. You are correct.
We're likely to see a few more finishes or forfeits coming up soon, I would assume. We did have 9 entrants in this race, so definitely other people participating. And yeah, this is definitely a seed where you could get gaslit into doing AD, like Hyper did and like Machi did. Yeah, Hookshot was in Shadow, Strength 2 and Strength 3 were also in Shadow. So it's just get into Shadow. Get into Shadow.
Yep. And 2 finishers, Fair 303.05 and Slew 303.09. GG's, both of you. Yeah, literally, what, 4 seconds apart?
Yeah, we have also seen a few more forfeits, so the only runners left in this weekly right now are Machi and Sora, who is not on Restream. Yeah, sub 3 hours is definitely pretty impressive given everything that was pushing you away from actually just finishing the seed. So Jarek getting 2:39 is very impressive.
Mm-hmm.
And here's Twinrova coming up in a minute. Long boss fight, but it's cinematic.
Yeah, this being your last boss definitely always sucks. There's very little way to make it any faster. It's gonna be a few minutes, and you're just watching everyone else finish.
Yeah. At least Machi already went to Ganon's tower and cleared the way up, so he just needs to walk back up and fight Ganondorf and Ganon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Twinrova is one of the few, like, cutscenes that I'm super glad got cut down because, again, I have a lot of nostalgia for this game. I miss a lot of the cutscenes because those were what were, like, part of the magic. But this is not a casual game experience, I understand. But the end, where the 2 ghosts are fighting, it's like 2 minutes long. It's insane how long that cutscene.
No, yeah, there's some long cutscenes in this one.
Yeah, we don't need it.
If you maybe watch Zelda's speech for the light arrows, I would go insane. Suffer. Yeah, great seat, huh? Sup, Slew? Did force, so you're too scared not to do AD. That's exactly what happened on Restream, Slew. Hyper and Machi both got gaslit into doing all AD. Machi almost avoided it, but then went, I'm just gonna go back and finish Forest. And then obviously went back and finished all Shadow. Yeah, we had some good demonstrations here on Restream of the water hop and one Gerudo Valley skip. So again, got to see some of those new rule changes in effect, and I'm sure we'll see more as more weeklies get done, more people practice with these settings, and I'm sure by the time we come around to qualifiers in January for the main tournament, we're going to see a lot. We're going to see a lot of different route divergence that these rules will give us.
Yep, absolutely. And we saw today, like, the not knowing either of the ways of crossing the bridge, not having access to the hammer, not having, you know, that trick in his skill set, as Hyper was saying, it influenced his routing decisions. And ultimately, that was playing out better than having skipped did for Machi. So, I mean, I think there's a lot of, again, pro-con relearning what is the right time to apply this and what.
Absolutely. If Machi did actually cross for Nocturne, we might have actually saw a Fire Wrench early, but I think Machi was trying to stay somewhat in logic as well, just like Hyper was.
Yeah,
trying to fall a little bit.
And Rova is gone.
Where was wind? I don't think we've seen wind yet.
Yeah, we didn't see furrows.
We had to go laugh at strength 3. Oh, it's on the arch. Cool. Yeah, definitely not getting any use out of wind this seed.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Yeah, this is a really good seed if you know fire arrow entry. Yep, didn't have to go back into fire after getting the boss key. Didn't have to go to the back of shadow. You wouldn't have been as tempted into doing AD.
All right, so we're gonna be seeing.
We were
again
expecting.
in a moment. Yeah,
Oh,
we
sorry.
were. No, yeah. To your point, like when we first saw the path, and then we saw Tunic and Forest, we were like, probably just a long shot in fire, maybe. And then we saw the Dins. I'm like, the Dins is the path, isn't it? Because we had so many hints for fire. Like we knew we didn't have to do Pierre. We knew we didn't have to do Top of Fire. Based on how the keys laid out, there weren't too many items past Dins. Yeah. It was definitely a seed to get lost in.
Yeah, it was a seed.
Mm-hmm.
And it really was like, sure, you didn't need bottom of the well, sure, like, you didn't need GTG, but these are things that you're just like, what else is there right then?
Mm-hmm. I also enjoy that this was one of those seeds where it's like, yeah, you get light arrows pretty early, and you get Shadow down early, but then fire was so deep. By the time you had Ganon's tower access, you're like, yeah, there's nothing in there.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, GG Sora, 5th place, 3-10-13. Machi won't be too far behind that. I believe everyone has forfeited.
Yes.
Yes.
So we have 3 force fits this seed, and we'll have 6 runners finished.
I don't even think fire was behind Rang, was it?
Yeah, because Hammer, we were Hammer locked going up, and Hammer was in Jabu. And wait,
But,
it was on
ring
it was
chest?
on the one non-ring chest. Never mind.
Yeah, it was not ring locked.
No, that bow was ring locked. Huh? Awkward. Chloe, you dipped Jabu? You crazy. But I guess it paid out, so. I could see how you ended up doing Jabu last then.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Chloe came in here, I was like, I did Jabu last. I was like, how? I'm like, oh, dipping for Hammer.
It's actually very interesting that bow was not required outside of doing Ganon.
That's pretty rare, given how many things are locked by bow.
10 was a Bombay.
Yeah. I don't think 20 was anything, it was just 10. Which on Restream, as we mentioned earlier, it did trip Hyper up, as Hyper found some shoes pretty early, then used those shoes to get the bomb bag in well. That was behind explosives, but Machi didn't turn 10 skulls in for a while. And that was, yeah, they got that after, I think, getting Sun Song. So they had 10 shoes from the Sun Song brave play, but then got the bomb back like 10 minutes later or something.
Mm-hmm. And we are on the last phase of Ganon. Just a few hits with the Master Sword.
Yep, GG's ready. The important part is both runners showed us some of the new opportunities the standard rule set gives you. That's the important part.
Yes, the important thing is that we didn't actually need the long shot.
Well, Battle Royale was going on yesterday, Chloe. Too busy.
Jeez.
And there we go. That is the race. Wow. Pretty good. 3 hours is definitely 3:13's on the longer side for Season 8 settings, but not unheard of.
Yeah, we'll see if he wants to join for an interview.
A quick one. Looks like we're going to get a quick interview, so we'll keep the questions short. And as a reminder, if anyone wants to get involved with this upcoming season or just wants to try out these rule sets, all the information you need is in the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Discord. So don't be shy to join. Lots of documentation, and there are people there who are willing to help. It's going to be a very exciting Season 9 for the main tournament. I don't know. There might be something else going on ZSR today. I don't know what the schedule is, but be sure to follow or stick around for any of that.
Yeah, Golden, I'm not sure if you want to recap now.
Oh, hold on. We got Machi.
Oh, great.
Welcome,
Hello.
GG.
Hello.
Welcome in, GG's.
GG.
Any thoughts about the seed, the rule set changes that you want to share?
No, just unlucky both strengths are in Shadow because Refill Pass can be both strength and length to get cross. So yeah, could be not in Shadow. So in unlucky strengths, just saying. And yeah. Kinda baited for D-Rust.
Yeah, no. I thought you looked pretty good for a D-Rust, as you were calling it. Welcome back. I hope you're excited.
Yeah, you got the pot hit on Baronade and the ice arrow on Bongo. That's all we really wanted.
Yeah, so just get some fun somewhere.
Absolutely.
You were officially the first restreamed water hop, so congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yeah, I just try right now. Oh, trick, where are you? Yeah. Feel hard to skip the cliff on the Shadow, skipping bow, etc. This one seems hard, but okay. And also skipping Ipuna to rush TTT was kinda easy.
Yeah, if hindsight is 20/20 on that one, as obviously if you crossed Wasteland and got Nocturne, that could have set you up better, but not having Strength 2, that's a gamble.
At this moment, I was really far to know where the scene was going. I understood when I got Din's Fire in Fire after everything, after Shabu, etc. So yeah, I was kinda lost at this moment, hoping for something.
Yeah,
but yeah,
otherwise
crossing was too early. Yeah,
we felt you played pretty well. You played similar to Hyper. The main deviation for you two was obviously Hyper found bomb chews earlier than you, so he was able to get an out of logic bomb bag and well with that. And then you unfortunately missed time of day on your child CAC visit, so you didn't talk to Andrew for a while, which was unfortunate because obviously that would have been a hook shot like an hour earlier is pretty big.
Yeah, I was looking for Dampe before because Dampe is always difficult to route instead of Andrew. So yeah, I was rooting for Dampe plus Graveyard and the song. Okay. And double magic in Graveyard. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Andrew, Skull's Kid, some crazy shit.
No, one thing that we were noting about on Restream is that you got into Ice Cavern pretty early, and we're like, well, rushing Ice is fun. Let's, get in there.
Yeah.
You got Sarya song, and we're like, that's not anything. Like, we already know Goron City's Den, and then of course, Boomerang's on the one other Sarya song check. So.
Yeah, crazy. Darian got nothing, and you have to go Ice just for Sarya.
Yeah.
Well, that twisted logic.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Well, that looked like a really good D-Rust from my perspective, because not only did you do Water Hop, but then, like you mentioned, you skipped Valley with a nice recoil, so definitely in a good position. Hyper did not do a Valley skip because he admitted on the Restream he hasn't practiced any of those strategies, but obviously this seed, it could have came into play very powerfully, so he'll definitely be practicing that. Is there anything that you're going to be practicing in this new standard rule set or looking forward towards the main tournament?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of trick to train in Forest. Yeah, like the hop, the ground storage over hop to get to what's the name? Directly from Courtyard to Floormaster.
So, just so you know, that's what the right? That actually results in a clip I think Oka is going to be putting out today. But that's actually illegal.
Oh yeah,
that's not
yeah. Yeah, this one is legal. Okay, but I need to find some recall on the room to get skip a forest free 2 key with only 3 key with a recall, but I didn't find it.
Oh right.
I think there is one to skip Scarecrow.
Yes, there is. I just don't remember.
Yeah,
where that's
need
listed.
to figure it out.
But yeah, lots of fun stuff to try. I hope you join some more races and get them practiced up. It's fun to watch even just this first kind of test of. Thank you for racing and being on Restream.
Thank you for Restream.
Yeah, thank you.
That's all I have.
Me too.
All right.
Good.
Well,
Yes.
thank you. Thanks for being on Restream, Mashi, and thanks to Hyper. GG's to both of you. Thanks to Mel and Burrito for commentating, and Virgil Dante for tracking. We have the cross keys linked to the past Game 3 of Finals, I think in 2.5 hours here. I think that's the only thing on ZSR the rest of the weekend, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. We're going to go raid Revan, who's doing some, I think, Majora's Mask rando. Have a good day, everyone.